This is Luke Johnson, author of some fine books by Wizards of the Coast, White Wolf, Goodman Games, and such, and this is Gamers Haven, baby.
Talking to, there was an event called the Great Cataclysm, which basically the gods said, you know what, this world sucks. They broke up the Pangea that it once was. And in addition, the best thing I can call it is the Babel effect.
Fuck.
Literally everything started speaking different languages. Humans looked at each other who were neighbors and started going blah, 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 blah. And other guys thought he was Venus. He was deaf.
As was his right.
As was his right.
Damn right.
That's how men work.
If Nathan started babbling it to me, I just have to kill him because I think he's a demon.
That's right.
But you already know I'm a demon.
Now I'd have an excuse.
The world has managed to crawl itself out of the primordial depths that it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I say roll as many sets as you want.
Having a low stat is not always a bad thing.
So far, it looks like my first set is actually going to be my best one.
The humanity has crawled its way out of the depths that it once was in. And imagine a world where instead of technology, they just have replaced it with magic. They're not even bothering to go down the road of engineering. There are two races that have decided that technology should be the way to go. The gnomes, of course, being
the gnomes, people that they are.
They're being awkward tinkers because for them it's an art. And a group known as the Dungeon Dwarves, or Mountain Dwarves for everyone else. They used to be the world's most powerful arcanists until they managed to get their hands on an orb that basically literally leveled a mountain. And at that point, the High Thane decided that magic is too powerful for anyone to have.
18.
And so he banned it in his land.
6, 4,
so I'm going to go ahead and grab the races. We'll go ahead and first start with the elves, because for some reason...
Are they standard elves?
There are two groups of elves. There are the Sumerian elves, which are the standard tree-hugging, hippies.
Flower.
Yes.
Flower.
They are, as usual, antisocial and have,
Flower.
the perpetual sticks up their butts.
Flower.
And then there is a group...
I don't speak your crazy moon language!
Flower.
Then there's the group known as the Nyepian elves, which imagine how cold and aloof elves are, and notch it up.
Good God, they're British. No, they're French.
They make Drow look friendly.
Yeah. Did you hear what the French are rated as the worst tourists in the world? Oh my God!
Not terribly surprised. After all, that's where my blood comes from.
Bunch of cheese-eating surrender monkeys.
So there is a third race of elves, but it's only available to half elves because I haven't figured out a way to balance it without at least making it an ECL 3. And it's called the Cineri elves, which are basically literally the gods looked down and said, "Hey, those elves are purdy." And Cineri elves are descendants. So they're basically god elves.
Wow.
But for some reason, they are inherently naive and sweet, sickeningly sweet, to the point of they don't like war. They sit up in their mountains and hide. And then when people come up, they give them hugs and kisses, and then are promptly enslaved.
The elves are?
Yes.
Well, everyone's got to have a hobby. What do you do, elf slavery?
Oh, okay.
Put on something.
Does it pay well?
The Sylvanian elves are the standard elves for D&D, while the Nyepian elves are cold and aloof, but they, in addition, have a -2 to strength and a +2 to intelligence. Now, normally, according to the 3.5 book, this isn't a proper balancing, but I said to hell with them, especially since we're running a wizard game. A +2 intel is, well, monumental. Then we'll move on to the dwarves. There are 2 playable factions in this game. 3 for the actual world. The Dungeon Dwarves, which I said are basically dwarves who have shunned magic and not appropriate for a magic game.
So we all need to play them, right?
That's right. if you guys are good D&D players, you'll get, we're going to get our entertainment by screwing our GM. Then there's the Frunin dwarves, which are right next to the Hobbleton halflings. All the other dwarves refer to them as dwarflings because, well, they've grown lax in their militaristic stature and, well, they abandoned mining and took up pasture herding, whining and leather and, well, they're just not dwarven anymore. So they're referred to as dwarflings, but they have the exact same stats as stone dwarves. Then there's the Woden dwarves. Strong-built, imagine Viking dwarves. Now, if a normal dwarf is about 4 foot tall, if a normal dwarf is 4 foot tall by 4 foot tall, a Woden dwarf is about 5 foot tall by 6 feet wide.
I thought dwarves were 5 foot tall.
No, therefore. So the Woden dwarves are basically monsters in size, with a +2 strength, +2 con, -2 intel, -2 charisma. Not necessarily the brightest groups in the bunch, but you beat them and they just kind of laugh at you. They are the type of dwarves that when you say, we're going to eat your face, he just sits there and laughs for a good 5 minutes. If you want a good image, if you guys play Warhammer, imagine an entire race of dwarven slayers.
There is an entire race of dwarven slayers.
Okay, half-elves, basically...
Is that the best you got, savage gypsy lover?
The half-elves are, once again, a mix between humans
what did you
and
just
elves.
say?
The only thing that changes is their physical
That's the best thing about Snatch. You have to have subtitles to understand what Bradford's saying.
Based on which group you pick. The Nyamphian elves are taller, but they're pale skin and have black hair. The Cinri elves have golden skin and silver hair. And the Zermanian elves are boring tan skin and brown hair. Sorry, someone had to be boring. But you have to pick a nationality, because humans are not just normal in my world, because, well, there's a Babel effect, so they're all going to be different.
Which set do you think I should take? One with 2 10s, an 18, 2 15s, and a 16, or the one that's got 2 16s, a 17, a 13, a 14, and a 12?
Pi.
I'll take the one with 18.
Pi R squared.
Then there are the halflings.
Pi are not square.
They're round.
Cake are square.
There are 3 factions.
Cake are not square. Cake are round
I seem
too.
to like the number 3. There are 3 factions of halflings. The only thing that
6. Brownies are square.
The only thing that seems to change about the halflings is their physical and mental demeanor. The round belly, imagine hulking halflings that are just happy to sit there, get fat, and farm. Then there are the sneaky sleeves, which are basically, imagine Kender. Kender from the Dragonlance series. They're notorious kleptomaniacs, and they don't even know it. My favorite line from the Dragonlance series was, "Oh, it's been in my house for 2 weeks. It must be a family
heirloom.
Family heirloom." And then there are the stout parts, which
I could keep going, but
which are a militaristic group of halflings trying to take after dwarves, thinking that they've got the way to go. Half-orcs remain normal. Sorry, gnomes are normal. And then there are nationalities. I have about 18 different groups of humans. So rather than explain each of them to you, I would like you, if you're going to be a human or a half-elf, to think up a culture that you like, such as if you want your character to be slightly Russian or German, Japanese, whatever. And I've got a culture that kind of fits it.
Ah, I thought I had a Brocknor.
So,
Honors to your houses.
but that's all the character creation stuff.
Okay, I got my stats.
Smexy.
I'm wanting to play half. Tell me, just a brief recap.
My God, it's a halfling from Ravenloft. We're screwed.
All their stats are
Even worse would be. My God, he's a halfling from Dark
It's just
Sun.
their mental demeanor that really changes. The Round Valley, imagine Tolkien, fat hobbits who are just happy to do whatever.
Right. Not me.
The Sneaky Sleeks are Kender.
Kender.
What does that mean?
Kender are insanely curious to the point of, ooh, there's a locked door. They will not walk past that door until they figure out what's on the other side of it.
Oh God.
Which, of course, would be incredible. Sorry, the labs are closed. Why? Sorry, we can't tell you.
You can't.
And then there's the Stout Hearts, which are a militaristic group of halflings.
Okay, Kinder it is.
So you're going to be a Sneaky Sleek, because I couldn't think of a better name for it.
Okay. Let me write down race. 15. And sleep.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Ethan, do you have an idea of what race you would like to play?
I think I will go with Hunan.
Hunan. Okay. What culture would you like?
Pick a culture, any culture. I'll shuffle it back into the deck randomly.
And
Is this your culture? No.
Once I describe
It is
to
now!
you can of course say, no, I don't like that one. So then we can go to a different one.
What do you got?
Well, I have across between. I have
Anyone sort of overtly French?
Yes. That, well, I have someone who happens to be Spanish, Italian.
Do you have the frog?
Oh, yeah, here we go. Well, it's kind of a medieval French type of setting. They are the nation known as Runmole.
Runmole.
It is
Fight less.
it is a very feudalistic society with the classic serfs and
One more,
knights,
die less.
knights that are let's say basically militarized thugs, and they view magic as kind of a science. It's something to be expanded and learned upon.
With a crazy French accent.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
With a crazy French accent.
have a special ability that any spell that happens to have the chaos descriptor, such as a hammer of chaos or chaos cloak, or anything that I deem to be relatively chaotic, you get a +2 on that attempt to dispel, resist, whatever you want to do to it.
No, that's just not possible. No. We won't allow that.
Because, after all, the best way is a structured, ordered society.
That's exactly what my father said.
I disbelieve your reality and substitute one of my
It's-
own.
My reality is reality. Your reality is not reality. It's quite simple, actually.
So, I guess that's kind of a cross
Why
between
did I come
feudalistic
to this
French
school?
and English.
Yes, of course, lovely.
So, anyone from...
Absolutely fascinating. It's wonderful. I'll take it.
Because, after all, I know the English and French get along so well.
And that's called the Runmore.
Yes.
Run more, die less. Come here.
Okay. Nathan. Okay. Think of a culture. What culture would you like?
You're a tiny one.
Muslim.
I am.
Muslim.
Streets will flow with the blood of the non-believers.
Well, in that case, you will want... You will want the Syrian.
Syrian?
Yes. Cyrin.
I'm sorry, C-E-R-Y-N?
Cyrin, sorry. They are a group of militaristic humans that are convinced that they have the one answer to everything.
Yes.
Anyone who disagrees with them is obviously some sort of heretic or blasphemer.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Remember the Muslim way. It was convert to Islam or die by the sword.
I hope there are
However,
Muslim listeners.
Despite the fact
Well,
that...
that's the way it was in the medieval times. It's not that way anymore.
They have attempted to conquer the world any number of times. They usually fail because, well, let's just say every other nation goes, hey, bugger off. They have a +2 on abjuration magics because they believe a good defense is the best offense. If they can't get to your fortress, then, well, to hell with them. Does that sound acceptable?
Syrian, yeah, Syrian sounds good.
Okay. Becca.
I could be Persian, but, who knows where that would be. Be the Prince of Persia, run along walls.
Oh, heavens.
You're making a movie.
I know. Did you hear the preview song for the movie?
What are the kinds of dwarfs again?
It's a Lacuna Coil
There's
song.
the Fronin dwarves, which are kind of, imagine, gentler, kinder dwarves. Dwarves that are slightly less cynical. Just, they have such things as built-in contests. And then the Woden dwarves, which are crazy,
do you have a memory
slayer,
handy?
kill anything that's bigger
I
than
got
you
a ton of
type
review feed PDFs to give everybody.
thing. Okay, the Fronin,
Come
they are best friends with halflings. And they are the only they are the only race of dwarves that get along tolerably well with the elves. Because instead of, the dwarves and the elves glaring at each other, the Fronin dwarves are forced to work with the elves because just to the south of them they have the Ogre Plateau, Trolls Marshes, and the Marsh of Celithis.
You can say
All of which are interested in eating dwarves and elves.
I'd like to be able to drink a few of
That's
those
why you guys
before
get along so
they're
well.
How do you spell it?
There's juice in the fridge.
Runen.
Apple juice. Once it's gone, we can make fruit punch.
It's gone.
Apple juice is gone?
Apparently.
Yeah,
Excuse me, it's not
someone put the container back in the fridge empty, like completely empty.
It wasn't me. Don't drink that.
I'm sorry, I'll take the blame.
You know, I can't.
Are we doing alignments?
Yes, we are indeed doing alignments. I am not going to be a big stickler on what your guys' alignment is. If you can justify it to me, I will be okay with it. If you have a paladin who believes that using poison for the greater good is necessary, then go for it, so long as you can justify it to me.
I believe in all things of the greater curiosity.
That's right.
Curiosity killed the cat, but the halfling made it out.
He just blames the cat.
Bullshit.
So, if you can justify it to me, I'm okay with whatever your alignment is.
I don't suppose you have a funnel, do you, Becca?
Funnel for what?
For anything food related?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to put tang into my bottle. And it's a very small opening.
I don't think so. Sorry, you can use a straw. I don't know how, but
One of the things that I stole from 4.0 is that I liked the idea of how you don't really have to worry about non-combat spells. So long as you have the proper amount of time, I'm okay with you casting whatever spell you want that's non-combat. So, I mean, I'm not going to require you to memorize Identify, because I'm going to assume you're going to wait till a decent pause point to identify something. In addition, I am not a big stickler on spell components. I don't want to have to hear about you going into the market looking for 5,000 gold pieces worth of diamond dust. So, I will...
Come on, that's the best part about being a wizard.
Oh, yeah. I will assume that your character has enough forethought, with the exception of Michael's sneaky sleeky.
My guy, the fighter.
Yeah.
Why is the spell not working?
Are you
You're
kidding?
turning back, Wano.
I will
What?
have
You
plenty
back?
of supplies, because I will have said, what's in your pack?
So,
Get your hands off me there, you little man.
so long as you mark off the gold on your character sheet, I'll assume you have it. Let's see.
Woohoo! Fruit punch.
Go you.
baby, do we have a book somewhere?
You can borrow my book. Sitting right across the
is out in the
table.
car in my gamer saving bag.
Okay.
Here you go. In addition, if anyone wants to play a specialist wizard, I will be using the Unearthed Arcana for special variants, rather than making you give up an entire school to be able to cast something. That always really bugged me, because I sat there for hours going, oh, I could give up illusion. No, wait. Then I can never cast invisibility again. And as a wizard, I'm squeaky. So,
I'd like to see what they've got for summoners.
Yeah, I was
okay,
thinking going along the
Conjuration
lines of-
Specialist. Okay, here we go. Far left.
Actually, if you just tell me what page 60,
Okay.
I'll look on it on here.
Yes, page 60. Michael, were you thinking of any special schools?
I was leaning towards illusion.
Illusion. Okay. Illusion.
No, of course I was not the hobbit that snuck into that room. Do I look like the kind of person who would do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm offended.
Do you want me to read it to you, or?
Hit the highlights, I guess.
Okay.
Nice.
There's a special ability called Chains of Belief, or Chains of Disbelief, that if you give up your ability to have a familiar, so that means you won't have any crazy animal following you around.
Right.
People will not get the +4 to look through your illusions if someone else points them out to you. Say, look, that's not level.
I think
The
it's through
grand
batteries,
access
doesn't it?
spell. So first, because you have first level spells.
Actually, this is the
third
same
level
battery
for
I've had in it
second
for 3
level
weeks.
spells, fifth for third level spells.
And
You
we've
pick two
recorded
illusion spells.
Jeremy's
that you will
session
never have to
and
memorize.
the We recorded Jeremy's session.
It's like spell mastery.
4-hour
and
podcast.
The podcast and the session before last week.
You can
Yeah.
pick any class to go along with your
Honestly.
wizard?
Yes, the first
That's how you
level
rechargeables.
is going to be your normal class, and the second level will be a wizard. Because I tried this with a rogue game earlier, and I made the mistake of not saying that, and everyone took their first level as rogue, and therefore had a crap ton of skills. So you'll pick your first class, say, okay, I want to be a fighter, and then you take your first level wizard as a secondary. That way, you won't have. I know this sounds cruel, but you won't have enough skill points where you can just say, okay, I have this, and this skill. You'll have to go, okay, guys, well, I'm going for arcane. Okay, well, Nathan, will you go for geography? Sure, I'll go for geography. Because they'll actually have to work together and not have too much overlap of skills. Because I always hated that in my games where it's look, I have knowledge arcana. Ooh, I have knowledge arcana too. What's your plus? Well, you're a monk. Yeah, I get knowledge arcane. What's your plus? 15. The wizard goes, I got a plus 14. And grumbles about it. I'd like you guys to actually have to work together with your skills. And not overlap and try not to make each other feel like poop.
Me no knowledge. I'm a
Knowledge?
fighter.
What knowledge? I don't know no knowledge.
I'm like the rich kid, whose daddy gets him into school.
Trust me, there are a lot of those.
Yes, my father would be a noble as well. You see, I, however, want to be here, unlike yourself. I'm here to better myself than this rabbit.
Is that why you have all those fun toys in your bag?
Have you been looking through my bag again? I told you if I caught you there again, I would turn you into a toad.
Fell over. I picked everything back up and put it back in. Except for this. I picked that up. I meant to get back to you in person.
Is that?
You will not speak of this to anyone else.
Oh, I'm going to tell everybody else.
But he's obviously lying.
Hey guys, check out what the frumpy elf
He's
had.
obviously lying.
I don't know.
Frumpy human.
Yes, that's another thing you may have to be worried about. Imagine a bunch of, people trapped inside a tower. The rumor mill will eventually begin cranking out more stuff.
Doozies.
Hey, did you hear the professor's having sex with an entire tower? Whoa!
Can't be possible.
She's got huge towers on that one!
She isn't sleeping with me.
She's got great tracks of land.
Huge tracts of land!
Okay. So, you'll only ever have to memorize your combat spells. You'll have to pick what combat spells you have memorized. Other than that, you can cast whatever the heck you want. I also like the minion rule from 4.0. Because, quite frankly, I don't want to keep track of that orc that happens to have, one hit point left after your magic missile. You either kill him or you don't.
I like that idea.
I'm used to running massive combats, and with the advent of that, I went, yay!
There's hordes of people dying with one shot. I like that.
However, I have some other issues which will prevent me from playing 4.0.
Like what?
Well, I hate the alignment system.
Ignore it.
Yes.
Anything can I abort in the garage?
Let's see. Also, the combat phases bug me.
What about it?
Combat in general just kind of bugs me.
It's more fast-paced.
Yes, and it seems that the game's more oriented towards it.
It is D&D.
Well, in all honesty, to me,
So what
combat
base class are
is
you
kind
taking,
of it's something to do in between.
Not quite yet.
Also, the skill system bugs the ever-loving hell out of me. The fact that you get half your hit die towards bonus to skill, that kind of... And it made it seem like less important to be skill to me. But, also really confused me when I didn't read the rules and I looked at the ogre and he had a +4 and his intel right next to his 4. That confused me for a second. He has a +4 and he has a 4? Ugh. Anyway. 4.0 has its uses. Tyler will be running one, so I'll get to see how the campaign goes. Other than just the one-shot game day. Game day. National Game Day. Which is one down in hometown. Okay. I also happen to write up the 10 major laws of the guild, which basically these are rules that novices are not to break or what you're allowed to do. The first one is that your loyalty shall belong to the guild and you are not to divulge any secrets, betray, or harm the establishment in any way.
I guess there goes the scrying spell.
It depends. There's a difference between hurting a professor and hurting the guild.
Hooray! More frosted mini wheats.
The second law is there shall be no classes, labs, or research conducted on Thursdays. In addition, all such rooms, such as the classrooms, the laboratories, and the research facilities, are kept locked and should be kept empty on
Someone
Thursdays.
save me from Thursdays.
A violation of this can result in punishment ranging from loss of privileges to death and then expulsion.
And then expulsion after death.
Third one is treat your teachers and superiors with respect. After all, you're wizards. They've lived this long. They must know at least something. You are not to murder your fellow students. And any disputes are to be taken care of inside the school arena, which basically, then you can kill each other. But they just don't want a fireball breaking out in the middle of, class.
Again.
You are not to steal.
I told you I was sorry about that. I waved the wand the wrong direction.
You're not to intentionally steal from professors and fellow students.
Intentionally.
Intentionally.
Okay.
Well, sometimes if you cross an enchanter, sometimes, you wind up and you're holding the professor's spellbook. You're not going to get in trouble, the enchanter will.
Especially considering they can tell it's been magicked.
Yeah. You will be issued 200 gold pieces worth of material components for any special projects on a monthly basis. Any more, and you'll have to fill out paperwork.
Paperwork is boring.
So, stay under 200 gold pieces then.
No.
While in study for achieving wizardhood, you are not to leave the tower under any circumstance. This includes for fires, disasters, or failed experiments. You guys have your tower, and then there's the, quote, tower. You guys will be living in your own small little section where it's basically, imagine an apartment with 4 people. You're welcome to come and go from that tower. However, you are not to leave the overall arching wizard tower because they're afraid that novices might divulge secrets. And real wizards don't.
Yeah, haha, very funny.
Familiars are to be kept, if you have one, are to be kept near you at all times. Any lapse of this, and the college will not be held responsible for the creature's predicament. Especially if you leave it in the experimentation labs. As a novice, which is basically anyone, wizard level 4 or lower, you will have the spell book issued to you, as will any books that are required for your classes. However, once you're a full-fledged wizard, you are to buy your own. And then the 10th one is any law that's not said here can be created on the whim of the Council of Archmagi.
That's the clause where you hear where they go, these laws are subject to change at a moment's notice without prior authorization or acknowledgement.
Yeah.
What?
Just remember, although this is a school, like everything else, it's a bureaucracy.
Sounds like a totalitarian dictatorship.
Well, is there a difference?
Especially when wizards are involved.
Why don't you just call it a totalitarian dictatorship?
Now,
Because a wizard school sounds nicer.
for hit points, are we taking max value?
You are taking max value for both levels.
What's wizard? 4?
Wizard is D4.
And then add the con modifier, right?
Yes. So you're going to be what? Rogue? Okay.
Yes.
D6 and D4.
Yep. I take it going for Arcane Trickster or something?
Unintentionally, but yes.
Okay. We have a Summoner, and possibly one day a Spell Sword.
Are they wizard? Is that the name of the class? Is it wizard is the name of the class?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What modifiers?
Your ability.
Subtract 10, divide by 2. Round down. So 11 is a 0. 11 is a 0. 10
Quit
is a
with
0.
the math.
There's a table in the front of the book.
What's the next one? 15. 2. 3.
0.
I got the zeros, thank you.
Just making sure.
Anyway, this way. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 12, 13, 1. 14, 15, 2. 16, 17, 3. 18, 4.
I just always forget where it starts.
Class skills, alright.
Also, I will be getting passing around the mini bag. Woohoo! Please feel free to grab whichever mini you choose to represent yourself. I try not to bother interfering with players and their needs for which minis they have, with the exception of Ivan, because he was a gnome and he wanted to be represented by these gnome gargoyle.
Oh.
Try and keep it at least the same general species.
So you mean as the halfling, I can't use this giant grizzly-looking
That's
bear?
a dire bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a true-size category, bigger than you, therefore you can't grapple it.
Maybe.
You're a small-sized character. I have a small-sized bag.
Oh, good.
There's even a tiny black dragon in there.
I will pass this around so others can look at
Okay.
You do what?
Yes, you're more than welcome to.
I was trying to find something kind of down to earth.
That's fine. I fully encourage you to have a wide range of skills, but also what's nice about this is you guys can have any combination you want. If you all want to be
That
fighters,
looks like a hoity-toity stuck-up person.
if you all want to be fighters, that's okay, because you have an entire school of wizards behind you to back you up. If you need,
The
for
skull's
example,
hanging off
scroll,
his back.
they've probably got one right there for you.
There I am.
Are you guys ready for me to start? I heard one yes.
Sure, go for it. Knock yourself out.
Please don't.
That would be upsetting if you did knock yourself
Some of these aren't so mean.
Oh. We got Total Recall on Blu-ray from Netflix.
out. Mm-hmm.
Scratched?
No, it actually worked.
Wow.
But man, the video quality sucks. It was like worse than the DVD version.
You were also watching it on YouTube.
People who have Blu-rays have larger TVs, honey.
Which is on that Blu-ray.
Not necessarily.
Most people do. Because most TVs you have to have.
There are the people that have the 13-inch TVs. Like, I want to get high def.
No.
Go for it. It doesn't look different to me. I have to sit real close up in the double wide just so I can see it. Man, it plays that Dukes Hazzard real good.
Oh God, kill him now.
I'm in Kansas. I'm allowed to be a jackass from silliness.
Because we're Kansans?
Mm-hmm.
I still, Jenny gets a bunch of flack. One of my friends, who's on slacking, and it's really funny when you make redneck jokes too.
Rednecks?
Yeah. Kentucky people. And so they're like, so do you all talk like this? Y'all kind of go like yup and stuff like that.
Yo.
So if I ever visit her, I want to go out in a pair of overalls that are really dirty and wear a plaid shirt with a straw hat.
Yep.
Do that. Yup. And then at the end of them, just
Okay.
Would you be object if my base class was aristocrat?
no. The only class that I
Pompous
have,
ass.
the only NPC class that I have a problem with you being is commoner.
Woohoo! commoner it is.
Class for that?
Yes. I'm not quite sure why.
Dude, you based your orcs.
Yes, it is.
Sweet.
It's slowly coming off, but oh well.
That's because you're supposed to keep them in a case.
What do we do with hit points?
Max.
On both levels?
How many hit points does an aristocrat get?
He has a D8 hit points.
Really?
Wow.
Damn. What does he do with those 8 hit points?
Usually
much.
it dies a horrible death.
Not much, he's an
That's
aristocrat.
what the aristocrat, from all the talking to women and the flirtations and their, call them frivolous activities, the face slapping. They're a little bit tougher than you think.
Gonorrhea, he's my friend. Dude, you should have seen it. My gonorrhea, it mutated into an alien and burst off.
My gonorrhea. Oh, do, 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 do.
And let's see. As a human, we get the extra feet, then we get a feat at first level, right? So, yes. Praise.
Now, just a note on my GMing style. I apologize if a lot of rulings seem kind of weird and kind of evil and twisted, but remember, I'm used to dealing with rules lawyers, and I'm trying to slowly break some of it.
Good luck on that.
Holy crap.
And power gamers.
Man.
What?
Rogues get crazy skill points.
Oh yes.
That's the dude.
There's
I have 48 skill points at level 1.
Yes.
Yep.
Not when you look at the amount of skills you have to deal with.
This is true. There are a lot of them.
Now, if you want to be a real skill monkey, you play a human with an 18 intelligence and a first level rogue.
Yeah.
That's about as skill monkey as you can get.
Now, at level 1, the max skill is 3? 4. Okay.
3 plus your level, and then for class skills, and then it's half that for class.
Right.
her face is old and wrinkly. Old and wrinkly. She look like Christy Brinkley after 9 Coronas.
In addition, please do not make fun of my crude map drawing because I have about
Humans get 4 extra skill points.
Yep, 4 extra skill
Yes.
points.
Basically, just kind of your intel's one higher for skills.
Times 4.
Well,
Intel. As a ranger, you have 6 plus your intelligence modifier of a 3. So that's 9 times 4. That's 36. Ah! Fronendorf.
I'm assuming you're restricting us to the main books right now. So.
Yes. I got tired of people going, but I have this rule. What? Where? I don't have that book.
Fine, makes it easier for me to level my guy out. Like, all I need to look at these 12 other books to see what feats I can take.
What are the knowledges for?
Arcana.
In addition, this doesn't affect you guys, but anyone who's playing a rogue, you get knowledge dungeoneering. That always bugged me.
Ranger, it's listed under Rangers too, but
Yes.
I'm not really going to do anything.
That's fine. It just bugged me the fact that rogues, the classic dungeon delvers, don't know what's in dungeons. In addition, I have some skill compression, balance, climb, and tumble are now acrobatics. That's where it's all under. Spot and listen are now notice. Hide and move silently are now stealth. What's the last one? And open lock and disable device are now disable device.
Okay.
So, open lock and disable device are the same thing?
Yes.
So, balance, climb, and...
acrobatics.
So what if you get
Tumbling.
climb but you don't get balance? Do you get acrobatics?
Yes, you automatically get acrobatics.
Acrobatics, and then what was the other one you said?
Because one of the things I've often encountered is for some reason they didn't hear the person, but they rolled a natural 20 on the spot. So now they see them.
Hide and move silently is stealth, and what else? Acrobatic, stealth, and is that it?
Acrobatics, stealth, and notice.
Notice. So,
And the disable device.
spot and listen are now. Notice.
Oh, really?
And what was that last bit?
Open lock and disable device are now 1 skill.
Oh.
I'm not even going to worry about that one.
Yeah, just leave that, okay.
Acrobatics.
Okay, so listen and spot or
Yeah, I
notice.
was going to say acrobatics and stealth or dex base.
Open lock and disable device, or now just disable device.
And we want notice
And then
wisdom.
you said balance,
Climb, tumble.
and tumble, right?
All under acrobatics.
Okay, now here's a question. As a halfling, I get a bonus to one of those 3.
So you get a bonus to the skill.
Okay.
Now, in your case, I think you have a +4 to move silently and a +4 to hide. You only get the +4 to stealth. They don't add together.
Okay, I must have missed that part because I.
Well, no, you
You
have
said
a
which ones are what? Which ones are stealth now?
hide and move silently.
And they are now both stealth.
Yes. And if you get a bonus to 1, you get a bonus to the entire skill. Okay, so we have Mr.
I'm sorry, did you say search was in notice?
No, I did not.
Just
Yes.
listen and spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Which one did you decide on?
I'm not sure yet. I was going to look at the bag and see if I saw something I liked better. But then you
didn't
started
get the
listing
bag.
off the things that.
Oh, sorry.
Pass it over to Becca first, Paul. Why are there 3 characters out there?
I don't know. I saw a dwarf out there. I assumed Megan picked a dwarf.
No, I didn't pick.
Well, then we have a mysterious dwarf who's now in your room.
Hey, Nathan. Which character did you choose? The dwarf or the guy with the sword and shield?
There's a toss-up between the guy with the sword and shield and the guy with the spear and shield.
All
Okay.
that's out here is a guy with a spear and shield. Do you have any women?
That's the unfortunate side effect of having bought D&D minis.
There was a woman in
Random.
here.
I do have a couple females, but they're the tall, lanky,
Assassin.
one.
You look
yeah,
like?
assassin-looking women.
Hand me that one. I know it's a female.
Samurai.
Oh well.
I'm gonna be the half naked man. This gun's kind of rangery looking. It's not a dwarf, but his isn't a halfling.
No,
That's no problem.
because the only things that were halfling size were ugly orcs. Okay. So the consolidated skills are now acrobatics, notice, and stealth, right?
Yes.
Did I miss
And
any of
disable
those?
device.
And disable device, right. Now I need to totally rearrange my skills. Or maybe I don't.
I think Nathan died.
Either that or he's done with the character. One of the two.
No, I'm not done with my character. My stomach's bothering me, so I'm laying down on the floor. I have
Ah.
heartburn
Okay.
from the graham crackers.
Heartburn from the graham crackers?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Sorry, babe.
Okay. Skills assigned.
I just counted these and got a wrong number, and
It's okay.
Do we want to do golds from...
Gold, you have 900 of it.
Wow.
Which means that you have access to some minor magic items, which basically either somehow acquired. Either your father gave it to you, your mother, you
I
stole it.
founded it somewhere.
founded it.
I founded it somewhere.
You found it in the marketplace. It was just lying there on the table. You didn't know what to do.
That's me. Sorry, guys. Where'd you get that from? I don't remember.
Don't ask.
That looks like Mike.
Freedom in hand. Okay.
We're 900. There's not really...
I'm going to go ahead and do the enhanced summoning thing.
No problem.
So I get augmented summoning instead of scribe scroll, basically, and some other crazy
that's
stuff at
fine.
higher levels. Alright, if I were a wizard, I would be right here.
Okay, now how does the specialty class work? Do I take that instead of the wizard?
No. Basically, it just replaces some of the standard things for you.
Alright, let me flesh out my wizard level and then I'll ask about the illusion one.
No problem.
Now grapple for a size modifier small is -4.
Yes.
I am a weak man. I have a strength of 8. Other
only
people
got a
carry
9.
my stuff.
Of course
I
you
only
do.
got a 9. I'll carry your stuff. You might not get it back, but I'll carry it.
Becca,
Yes.
do you want to be a generalist wizard or a specialized wizard?
I don't think I ever got the list of the different types.
Okay.
I'm not exactly an expert on that.
Abjuration specialists are defensive casters. They
Okay.
buff themselves. Conjurers summon stuff. Diviners divine stuff. They're the oracles and whatnot. Enchanters, mind control and basically mind control. Evokers are blowing stuff up. Illusionists are tricking you. Necromancers are undead.
Doing nasty things to your body after you're dead.
I like abjuration.
Okay, abjuration special it is. Okay, now you have a choice. You can either take your familiar, or once per day you can touch something and give that a energy resistance 5 plus half of your wizard level. Then the
What's energy resistance do?
sort of like you're like, okay, we're going to be fighting a red dragon, so it breathes fire. You can touch, say, for example, Michael, and go, ha! You're now resistant to fire.
I'm looking forward to having a familiar. Is anybody else gonna
I'm sacrificing my familiar.
do that?
You can take your familiar. It's not like if you take this, you can never get into the other stuff. You can pick and choose. In the book, it says you have to give up everything, but I said to hell with that.
Andre says, what in life is really all or nothing?
Well,
Besides-
this game is meant to be fun for you guys. If you want something that, and I'm not gonna fight you for it, because I want this to be fun for you. Unless, of course.
At this point, I was looking forward to having a familiar.
Okay. Now, in the book, they've got this relatively narrow group of familiars. And so, if you can think of a relatively small, quote-unquote, animal, then you can probably have that one.
I will have a hamster for my familiar, and his name will be Boo.
Boo.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the
Ferret
eyes!
named Kodo.
Rusk!
Kill them, Kodo.
Kodo and Podo.
Kodo and Podo, yes.
So, I remember in one of my games, the sorceress didn't want to have any of the standard animals, so she got a flying squirrel instead.
A flying squirrel.
Yes.
What?
I want a Teresk.
Right, that's a little too big.
It sits on your shoulder and is named Earl.
I want a mini Teresk.
Well, originally, I was telling Nathan I wanted to have some sort of lizard or snake, but now that I have the type of character that I have,
Second level, I can have 5 level skills.
That is correct. So I'm going to do that too, actually.
Second level, you get what?
I was just fleshing out my wizard levels, and I was like, ooh, at second level, I can have skill ranks up to 5.
Concentration craft.
what's the setting in which my particular race comes from?
You come from, imagine, rolling grassy hills. However, they are constantly under siege by greenskins, gnolls, ogres, and trolls. So while everyone makes fun of you for not being a good fighter because, well, you actually enjoy hanging out with elves, and that obviously makes you non-fighterish, it's an incredibly militaristic society.
That sounds good.
But they're also it's a carefree military, if that makes any sense.
Rolling hills, huh?
Rolling hills.
And can you humor me a little bit on some information about?
No problem. I'm always happy to tell you about my world.
Well, when is a familiar kind of like a friend that a druid would have, and that it's somebody that you befriend, or is it something that you conjure?
It's something that basically, according to the rules, it's something that you've conjured and it serves you. However, you're more than welcome to have found it and made it from your familiar. However you attain your familiar is really up to you, because that makes you more of an individual than you one day walked into a room, summoned a dog, and the dog now follows you around loyally. You could have found the dog in a back alley, beat away the cats that were clawing it to death, and then say it became your familiar, and it now has the magical ability to talk, like a bad child's movie.
How about a bunny rabbit?
A rabbit? Okay.
I want a snapping turtle.
I thought about turtle, but I was like,
Snapping turtle works.
Carried around in a bag.
Like, jackass.
Did you know
They come
there's
back
a
2 seconds
turtle in your
later.
bag? Did you know this was in your bag too?
What is that?
And this? Oh no, that was in your bag.
I'm gonna say, I don't recognize
Careful, the
that.
turtle bites.
Duh.
Careful, the turtle bites.
And your familiar, if you do have a familiar, they will be, and it's not one of the standard book things, it will do something for you. And I don't play familiar stupid. Unless, of course, they've got an Intel 6. Then, well, they're
stupid.
still kind of stupid.
Yes.
I have a turtle. It's got an intelligence of 30.
Actually, if it's your familiar, it's got an intelligence of 6. It looks at you with a, kind of goes, Did you seriously want a snapping turtle?
I think a tortoise will be better, but
A tortoise? Okay.
because it can actually move. You know, snapping turtle out of water is yeah, it just lays there.
What a tortoise will do to you is provide you 2 natural armor.
I want a very specific tortoise. I want a gopher tortoise. They don't get very big.
you want some what?
Gopher tortoise. The little ones that only get this big.
What does a bunny rabbit do for me?
It increases your base
It makes you
movement
soft
by
and
10.
fluffy.
And
Very quick work.
and on a side note, it also helps you reproduce about twice as fast.
You know, I have a charisma of 17.
Oh, she's the prettiest dwarf there is.
Wow. And I heard that dwarves are kind of rough.
Yeah. I hear Jim. She visited him. Got broken pelvis now.
That might be the best way to break a pelvis I ever done heard.
Oh, yup.
My God, we're giving everybody in Kansas a bad name.
We're doing it? Yeah, about that. I think they did it themselves.
I have one word for you: evolution.
So what do we?
Oh, wait, sorry.
Oh, we can't say that. No,
It-
Now,
say that.
what can we get if we give up the whole familiar thing?
It depends on your specialist class.
Well, summoner. So.
Why are you giving up your familiar if you're a summoner?
I'm just curious. You said we're gonna do it. I'm curious if it
Forgive me if
gets.
that makes me go.
For you, it is called rapid summoning. Instead of taking like a full round to summon something, it only takes a standard action.
Right.
So basically, after you summon something, you can move the hell away. I'm waiting for Boris to jump on your face. And also, one of the other things is, just on my style, if you want to restructure your character at any time, I don't care.
So you do the retraining thing.
Yes, I honestly don't want you to be trapped in a character that you hate. It's just not fun. And one of the most infuriating things is when I've had my entire plot laid out, and someone midway through the game goes, the hell's my character? And you're like,
Yeah.
I have to rework the entire plot. I'm more than happy to work with you.
Ninja.
Okay. Wizard parts are
Yeah,
flesh out.
finish.
Tell me about you specializing illusionist.
Specializing illusionist. Okay.
I have illusions of adequacy. Oh, wait, that's delusions.
Okay, now, this is the ability that you can keep a familiar or give up a familiar. Basically, whenever someone notices something odd about your illusion, they don't get the +4. So, they see a wall that you made as an illusion, and someone walks through it. They don't get the +4 to notice that it's not an illusion. They'll walk up and do the...
Like he's doing wiggity magic.
So if I-
This even goes for irrefutable proof. That means like a person goes, look, it's an illusion, and sticks his hand through the wall. They still don't believe them.
Oh my God, you're using wiggity magic too.
So that's if I sacrifice my familiar?
That's if you sacrifice your familiar.
I'll take
Oh, pretty familiar. Entrails out. I can now screw people
Okay,
up
at
with
first
my
level,
illusions.
this is free. You automatically get tied as a class skill. That's free.
Okay.
You don't have to sacrifice
So,
anything for that.
so I get stealth as a class skill.
Yes. And in addition, you get the illusion mastery, which is you automatically memorize 2 illusion spells. That comes free. Illusionists do not have as powerful stuff as some of the other people, but you don't sacrifice anything in its place.
Right.
And we stick with small and for like familiars, animals, small, that basically small animals, right?
Yes. You could go up to medium if you convince me why.
So for each level I get 2 illusions.
I can't have a
illusion
polar
spells that
bear?
I don't have to memorize?
No. Each spell level.
Right, so 0 level spells.
Yeah. First level, second level spells, third level spells. All the way
0
through.
don't count?
0 do count.
Okay.
Although I think there's only like
I've
one
said
illusion
it's
spell.
an illusion spell for that. And that doesn't come out of my daily spell total? Where it does?
You do not have to have a spell book to memorize them.
Okay, so it counts as
say-
the spells I have memorized.
Yes.
But I don't have to sit down and memorize it from a book.
That's right. You can just say, okay, I get rid of that spell, I now can cast this. Because you're like, oh, well, they have to do that.
Sort of the cleric sacrificial casting
Yes.
thing.
But it has to be on your spell list. You have to actually have
Right.
that illusionary spell.
Right.
I don't have invisibility, but I want to cast it right now.
Who's ready?
I'm Andre.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Becca. Sure.
Thank you.
You two also?
Yeah.
Real
Sure.
food. I don't have this thing in college.
says the man who lives at home.
Yes, well, have you seen the food that I have at my house?
No, not lately.
Well, Crystal has managed to convince everyone at the house to go into Weight Watchers.
Oh,
no.
God.
They aren't eating those Weight Watcher box meals, are they?
That's the only thing left that's edible and does not take an hour of preparation.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Weight Watchers teaches you how to eat correctly, so you can make your own.
Not if you buy their boxes and rely on their boxes. And I bet their boxes are not cheap.
No.
Depends on where you go.
What? Drop the fork. Okay.
I want a whale.
Something about my world
Oh, crap.
is that magic is not, well,
Hello, ground.
completely tamed. Magic items, if you roll a 1 followed by a 1 through 5, actually have a wild magic occurrence, which can be either beneficial or negative. One of the beneficials is you could spontaneously have Stone Skin cast on you, just randomly by
The
swinging.
negative aspect of that could be it's permanent.
Or something on the horrific side is you can open a Sphere of Annihilation. You can create one just by running around with a +1 sword.
Well, that
So
would,
magic is not
suck.
Magic is not necessarily liked in the hands of the unskilled.
And here's an entire
It's
tower
climb,
of
balance, and tumbling is all under acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay.
In addition, stealing this bluntly from Nathan's rule, magic is not necessarily good for the mind. It kind of slowly drives you nuts. As a first level wizard, you're just dandy. At 5th level, you have what is known as a quirk. You take one perk of your personality and you focus a bit more on that. So, say for example, you're a little OCD when you came to the tower. You leave the tower very OCD. At 10th level, this increases. At 15th level, it increases again. And at 20th level, it completes itself.
You're gobsmacking nuts.
You will find that old hermit out in the wilderness who happens to be a level 20 wizard. However, he is a schizophrenic paranoid.
He's not stopped washing his hands since this morning.
Magic is not necessarily for the untrained. Or for the trained in that matter.
So if
Magic
it
is
drives
not
you
your
sane
best
and
friend.
crazy, and you start off crazy, would it drive you sane?
Or drive you that creepy level of like Malkavian insane. Where you see the world so clearly, everyone else thinks you're crazy.
Is that what the Malkavians do?
I was reading the Nosferatu book, and since this is the old edition, I don't have the new...
Gay edition, right?
Yeah, the edition that I want to light on fire.
With Werewolf, The Forsaken, what the fuck?
Yeah,
WTF, what the fuck?
Where I was reading the Nosferatu book and it said, a Malkavian once came up to me and bought some information. I was sitting there and telling him, as I was talking, he finished my statement, continued on to another paragraph of the information I found, and told me some stuff I didn't know, and then I walked away. After paying me. So
I need to write down abjuration somewhere.
yeah. Right next to the wizard level, you could just put abs.
You've got some great abs.
I create everything, honey.
Yep. We already knew that.
Okay. So I got speed is normally 30, 60.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm a dwarf.
20.
20. But it'll automatically be.
Dwarf, I think, 30.
Nope, dwarf is 20.
That's right, they never get encumbered.
So it'll be 30 with my rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
I need to write that down.
You're one fast-ass dwarf.
And she's dead sexy.
She's a sexy dwarf. She's got a good beard.
Where should I write down my rabbit?
I would write it down under special abilities because Sadly enough, wizards don't get enough of those. It's only rogues that ever fill that thing up. And fighters who say, well, to health and I need more room for my feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to. At least 1 feet. Everybody starts out.
What am I going to do with 900 gold when I don't wear armor?
Oh, yeah. Buying stuff. I think I will have a weasel.
Cocky weasel.
He's a weasel. Named Bernard.
Bernard the weasel.
My gopher tortoise has been my best friend since I was a kid. His name is Daddington.
Okay.
When my dad forced me to come to this school, he became my familiar. He talks real slow.
Shortest lady on the third.
Finally comes out again.
Tortoise lady.
Took him long enough.
Her shell was huge.
I think I'll call my rabbit Slowpoke.
Rabbit looking goes, oh funny, ha ha.
She likes that name. Maybe she was the runt in her litter.
Feel free to get attached to your familiar.
Not going to kill him off right away.
I hate it when they do that in books. You finally grow to like a character, and then they kill him.
What do you think of the sauce?
It's okay.
I thought it was tasty.
Yeah, that's different. It's definitely different. Okay. I don't know that I've ever played dwarf, so could you real quickly go over ages with me on dwarf?
I do not agree with the 3.5 ages. So, dwarves reach adulthood around 150 and live upwards to be around 800.
Okay.
So, imagine just finally finishing puberty around 150. Middle age for them is 400.
And there's no age limitations in the school?
No. Well, the oldest I will let you be is middle-aged. Do not be old or venerable.
What's the name of that feat that reduces the arcane penalty on your armor? Your armor checks?
I'm just going to stick myself at 150 then.
Let me check the complete arcane. Foots.
Maybe I'm just having a mental breakdown, but I can't find short sword on this list anywhere.
It's under, what, on the weapons?
Yes.
It's under martial weapons.
Right on that page.
Oh. Thank you.
I do not see that foot anywhere. However,
I know there is one, but I don't know.
I know there's a class that specializes in that, and let me hand it over to you, see if you like it. You can eventually go for it.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
I was just going to use one of my bonus feat from being a human on a meta magic feat, but
One feat that I do know is Still Spell. If you get Still Spell, you actually ignore Arcane Spell Failure. The only trade-off is the fact that, well, all of your spells are now one level higher.
which means I can't cast any spells.
We could cast 0 level spells. That's first level spells.
Do you have to use that feat?
You do not have to use it. You choose when you have to memorize it for your combat spells.
Still spell just allows you to cast spells without gestures.
Yes, but that's the entire part of the armor. Is it hinders your gestures.
But I thought the spell failure occurred on all spells, and whether there was a somatic component or not. Doesn't it? The arcane spell failure and armor occurs on all on all spells, whether there's a somatic component or not, right?
I don't think it applies to ones without somatic.
Yeah, that's. It's been so long since I found that rule.
I don't see why it would apply to anything but things with somatic components.
Yeah.
You're lazy. Hey, you. Yes, you. Lazy.
Maybe?
Yeah,
Do you
okay.
actually have the special rule, the special bonus for what a weasel gives you?
Yes, plus 2 to reflex saves.
Okay.
So I'll get that in here.
Still Dave. I guess I'll take that feat. It'd be a nice one to have.
Sorry. You okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 16 AC. Nice. Oh, you actually have armor?
Yes. Quirk from my robe. I will always be wearing a cloak, but underneath it.
You roll a natural 1 after you're casting a spell, man.
I know. Every time I cast a spell, padded armor has a 5% spell failure chance. So every time I cast a spell, if I roll a d20 and it hits a 1, I botch the spell. But it's just wrong not to have armor.
I understand that.
It's just not natural for a person to be walking around in a cloak. I mean, you got to have something between you and the trap. The enemy that's coming
failed
after
experiment.
you. Can I just subtract 200 gold and assume that I have important day-to-day items? Or do you want me
Yes.
to really write them all down?
In all honesty, you are living in a tower. Your day-to-day items are usually taken care of.
Okay. And I will look through this list and find any quirky items that my character might have, and buy those accordingly. There we go.
fighters. Yes.
So I take it, instead of getting the base save for being level 1 on Wizard, we take the second level, which would just be like +1 to the save, or?
The way I do cross class is you'll get the +2 will from level 1 Wizard, and you'll also get the save for the extra class. So if you're playing a fighter, you'll have a +2
Fortitude,
yeah,
and a +2 will. Okay.
Yes.
So, you take the feat that requires you to not have the materials to cast spells.
Somatic.
Does that mean we don't have to worry about paying for them either?
When you look at the one from the material component, the fee that basically lets you ignore material components is for items that are 1 gold piece or less. So, for example, you don't have to pull out that guano with your casting fireball, but for the animate dead, which costs 25 gold pieces, you still have to pay for that.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter to you anyway. The little stuff, right?
Yeah. I have more to worry about than do you have the proper amount of moss? Now, I played a game on Corner Nights, fantastic module, that did. I spent half the game running back and forth to the herb shop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's used for the key ability for acrobatics? Dexterity?
Dexterity.
Rather than strength?
Yes.
I'm just curious, because climb requires strength, and balance and tumbling both require dexterity.
I went by law of majority.
What was the name of the skill? Notice?
Yes, that's spot and listen. However, search is not included. Search wasn't cool enough to be invited to the party.
And that's wisdom based. Unfortunately, I don't have that as one of my class skills for my warrior.
Yes. Fighters don't know when something's coming. They just stand there and go, ow! I hurt.
Who hit me?
Okay. As a quirky thief, and then
Kinky.
have a little personal,
Okay.
sort of protective environment, shall we say?
Okay. That works.
Just heads up.
That's fine.
Fighters don't get a lot of skills.
Yes. That's why I hoped crossing with Wizard would at least help somewhat. Of course, it's still an atrocity to me that Wizards only get 2 base skill points.
What am I going to do with Scribe Scroll?
Practice writing while your sword's in the other hand.
Were you interested in looking into a specialist school?
Becca's doing abjuration, you said?
Abjuration, illusion, conjuration.
Hey, you could mix the evocation in there, get the big bang with... evocation's the one that has the big melee skills, right?
Big boom booms. Or he could do transmutation and turn himself into a troll with it.
Hey.
Unfortunately, when you transmute yourself into a troll, you don't get the troll regenerative abilities.
No, but you at least have the strength of a troll.
Already had a strength of a troll.
And you look pretty obnoxious.
But remember, your charisma doesn't go down.
I have a 10.
You're pretty troll. All the she trolls look at you and go,
Oh shit.
Bad idea.
who thought this was a good idea?
We might even talk to you about this if we ever make it out of this.
Sorry, the screenwriters thought it would be a good idea to throw you into some kind of awkward romance. However, they got drunk that night and decided you should do it as a troll. Sorry, it's just how it happened. And then they went on strike.
Any restrictions on equipment?
Nope.
I guess I could be an evoker.
Okay. Now, this is I'll read you off the abilities, take it or leave it. Okay, here we go. Evoker. Okay. If you take this ability, it'll remove your familiar.
I'm keeping my familiar.
Okay. Then,
I want Faddington.
that's no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, this one you get for free. The energies of an evoker using this ability is a free action must be announced before you cast the spell. Every creature affected by the spell is treated if its resistance to the spell's energy was 10 lower, to a minimum of 0. So, if you were up against something with like a demon that has fire resistance 10, any spell that you cast, that one spell that you cast is his resistance is 10 lower.
Reduce the resistance by 10?
Mm-hmm. But you have to. But it's only one spell at this point. You get it, and it's attained. Another time per day is attained every other level, and it does not affect things that are just outright immune. It has to be resistance only, but you get that for free.
Okay.
And then there's some special abilities for later. Upon reaching 5th level, wizard level. 5th wizard level.
I assume quarterstaff doesn't cost any money because you go pick up a stick.
Yes.
I'm considered a medium size, right?
Yes, you are.
I am the only one who's small.
Oh, didn't see you there.
No, just remember, the gnomes hide in the bushes in the PvP zones and kick your ass. Because you can't find them.
What is that in?
Wow.
Every zone's a PvP zone.
My friend Tyler plays a Tauren, and he hates gnomes. Because he's sitting there walking along and, ow! Ow! What? Ah! The bush is attacking me!
Walk out of the bush.
Well, see, the
follow
unfortunate, the unfortunate thing is, I think he was mentioning a gnomish mage. He's like, oh crap, I'm dead!
Okay.
Yeah, that's about the only thing gnomes are good at is magic.
Yeah. Well, you remember EQ? I'm a gnomish fighter!
Yeah, SWS, Small Warrior Syndrome. I can't believe Brent still plays that game. He booted it up to show it to me. He's like, they've done so many changes. I'm like, oh my god, we used to think this was attractive.
I went back and I'm playing Deus Ex. I remember when that game came out, the graphics were stunning. And I'm like, the polygons! The polygons are coming for me!
Gosh dang it.
Yeah, the people don't look like people. They look like that crude.
In what game?
Deus Ex.
And I went back and played the original Half-Life. Remember how real that looked? One faceplate. Nose. I was like,
One faceplate with a nose.
What does this mean?
it looks so not real anymore. Unrealistic.
That's the size. It's a.
No, what is this? 1d6/1d6.
You can go whack, whack like that, if you so choose.
You can use it basically like 2-weapon fighting, but you take a penalty on the second hit.
Oh, this is beautiful. Okay. Now I need to roll up stats for my halfling, I should say.
Roll up stats.
Yeah, height, weight.
Oh, okay. 161, 162. Okay.
Oh.
I've had enough people ask me about that page. That's our 160. Yeah, 162. That's carrying that.
I was talking about height, weight. So I thought that was the before the weapon section.
Okay.
I dilute it to the point where it's tasty, not overpowering. Okay, what am I going to do? Our halfling D4s.
What do we get for our skill points for the wizard class? Just
2 plus your intelligence modifier plus 1 achievement.
wow, 5 skill points, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How many spells do we start with in our spell book? We got all the 0 level spells in what?
3 plus your intelligence modifier plus 2. So 5 plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
Is that how many you
Start with.
And that's
You can only have like 2 or 3 of those memorized, but that's what you have in your spell.
Okay, you'll have to tell me that when I roll up my stats. Pay attention. Holy moly!
What?
Halfling wizard is 20 years plus 46. For an old halfling.
Halflings age slower than people do.
Well, on second thought, I do start off as a rogue.
Yes, you do.
Seven. Age? 20, we'll say 8. Because obviously I had to be a rogue before it became a sorcerer or a wizard. Woohoo! I don't even.
What?
I am 2 feet 10 inches tall. 2 feet 10 inches. Not even 3 feet tall.
And we'll need to memorize our combat spells, right?
Yes, only memorize your combat spells.
Goodness, this is crazy.
So what does going with this? What goes with specializing with the school?
What do you mean?
Like I specialize as an evoker.
Oh, it's just the special abilities that I told you about. I don't use that chart in there. You don't have to give up any schools or anything.
So what does it actually do aside from that bonus skill I get? Nothing?
Yeah, basically. You specialize in doing minor evocation things with less sacrifices. Changing, instead of giving up a school for an extra spell per day, you give up some of the random feats that you get as a fighter, or as a wizard, and change them towards something where you can just mess with someone else magically.
Okay. Well, my guy's done aside from his spells and his equipment.
Okay, you said we don't need to write down the basic stuff?
Yes.
Things like spell books.
It's assumed that they gave those to
Bed, spell books, clothing.
There's a spell component pouch.
Yeah. They will have issued that to you.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about, you carrying around a spell pouch when you're heading off to, wizard class.
Okay.
Because I'll assume you have it.
I guess I should get
Unless,
some
of course,
weapons.
it's furthering the story that, oh crap, you forgot your spell pouch. You run back and you see an alien shuffling through your stuff.
His name's Larry Z.
His name is the Mechanist.
You see a 2-foot, 10-inch tall halfling shuffling through your things.
He becomes a halfling on a spit. Shink.
So do you want us to worry about buying paper and ink and all that?
Can we have magic items?
Yes, you were more than welcome to. It's in the DMG.
I am not special enough to have one of those.
That's okay. You only have 900 gold to work with, and there are really no good magic items.
That's also for buying things like scrolls and whatnot. And you could have probably also even afforded a wand.
Oh, crap.
Level 1 wand, I think, is what?
750.
750. So you could actually walk into the first day of class with a fully charged level 1 magic.
I'm going to have a wand of summon creature, summon monster wand. So. Let go.
I'm not that special. I might have a stick. It's not going to have any special abilities.
No, you're an illusionist. Of course it's a wand.
Does this list what they do?
No, you have to go look. Well, that's just the name of the spell.
The spells are in this list.
Yes.
Wow, this is...
Yes.
I have these. I obviously haven't read the whole book.
One of the reasons why I am slowly moving away from D&D is the fact of I'm tired of memorizing 3 books.
Flipping through
Yeah.
this.
That guy has a chain shirt.
I was tempted to try and use the Savage Worlds or Mutants and Mastermind system with this, and then my brain broke.
Trying to merge systems a little.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a specific place in here where I can find abjuration spells?
You look under the spell groups for Wizard.
There's cleric. Druid. Ranger.
Wizard. Okay. You'll see right next to it says
Okay.
Abjure, Conjure.
Okay, now that I'm focused and I can understand what you were saying about spells and memorizing versus what's in the book,
Yes.
what's the deal?
You have 5 plus your intelligence modifier in your spell book.
Okay.
But you only have 2 plus your plus 1 to be able to cast combat wise.
Okay, so basically my spell book can have 5 plus whatever my intelligence modifier is.
It is. But you can only memorize 3 of those.
Okay, do I have to have it memorized in order to cast it?
Yes.
Okay. I played so many other different types of spellcasters, but never a wizard. So I can only have 3 spells memorized.
Yes.
Total or per level?
3, well, it's in the book. You come over here and put 2 Wizard. See, 2, and then you get 1 for your intelligence modifier.
But we're only first level.
Well, then it's 1 plus your intelligence modifier, so you have 2 spells memorized.
No.
And for 0 level spells, it's still 5 plus my intelligence modifier?
You have all of your spells, all 0 level spells.
Okay, I just choose which to be memorized.
Yes. Because they were nice enough to give you all the cantrips pre-written.
Okay. So I will only focus on writing down the ones I can learn or memorize.
I have no armor.
Do you feel naked?
No, I have my nobles outfit. Armor? We're not ever going to get in any trouble at the college.
Clink, clink, clink. I don't go anywhere without it.
Clink,
I like the way this man thinks.
clink, clink, I'm a tick, clink, clink, I'm a tick.
Although, I only have padded.
Mine's shiny. Shiny's good.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Smexy?
Here?
Yep.
You have thing on your weather thing on your phone? That's
It
cool.
texts me whenever warnings or watches get issued from my area.
That's cool. What does this mean? Minor?
That's for GMs.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I can, if I'm too lazy to think of treasure, I can roll on a random chart that says 2 miners. So I come over here and go, they got a summon monster 1/1 and a Mills acid arrow wand.
All right. What about languages?
Languages.
Yes, I've got a couple.
You will automatically start off with your native tongue.
Right. Which is common, I'm assuming.
Actually,
More or less.
as I said, the Babel effect happens, so even
fine.
humans speak different languages. So you'll start off with Runmorian and Deforian.
I can fix that. Hang on.
You will start with Halfling, because they didn't Babel affect the Halflings, because they were not evil. And
Armor and a sword.
Deforian.
How do you spell that?
Okay.
Deforian. Deforian.
You don't think that makes my character boring?
What makes your character
Okay.
boring?
So I know
keep finding
Rumoria
That.
Yeah, I have
and
a few
Deforian, you said?
personality quirks,
Deforian?
Yeah.
so I bought those, but other than that,
What else can I take?
What other languages are you interested in?
Is Draconics available?
Yes,
And
Draconic is
obviously I
definitely
would
available.
Probably want
That's
to
kind of a
take that.
requirement for reading some of the arcane literature.
It's just what dragons are rare in my world.
What would I have run into in the Rumorian area?
Well,
Like what aristocratic circles?
approximately 16 years ago, an event happened called the what has now been dubbed as World War Green, where basically the Orcish god inspired the entire world of orcs to destroy humanity.
Oh, lovely.
So
Silly orcs.
you probably some veterans or aristocrats even took it upon themselves to learn Orc and Goblin, mainly so they can understand the sniveling, groveling orc that was sitting at their feet.
Right. Sounds good to me.
Can you explain to me how you did these?
where do I find the language listing
What's
for
wrong?
like what I have language-wise?
Do we take this from?
It's in the skill
Ability
section
modifiers.
under speak language.
Ability from the stats.
If you're looking under a humanoid race, quote unquote,
You
elves
take both
or
bases.
something like that,
So you have like
Unfortunately,
plus, you have like a
halflings
plus 2 to
and gnomes
reflex
did not have
and
anything
plus
happen.
2 to fortitude, right?
you'll have to go nation by nation, but everything
Well, I
else
was
is
just
fine.
trying to figure out how many languages I can know.
Intelligence modifier.
Okay, so I
I
can.
take it back, not far enough. No.
One your base language plus
Okay.
your intelligence modifier. So you have 3 more.
Oh. Halfling is my base language, Deforian counts as 1?
Yes.
Right here.
Because no one
Like
here.
Rumorian is my base language.
Yes.
Is Deforian.
220. Yeah.
No,
And
no one
wizard's
was
base
born
is
here in
002.
Defor.
Okay, so I get 2 on all of them?
Yep.
In fact, most of you
All right, I got
weren't-
one left then.
Most of you weren't even born on this continent.
My dad ran the school for a while, so
All right, what other? Let's see. So we have like Orcish slaves and goblin slaves, essentially type of thing.
Yes. The unfortunate thing is, lately they've been running slowly low. They're not as sturdy as you expected them to be, and so well, let's just say they're slowly dying off.
Omelet, eggs, you know.
At least the slave ones. The ones out in the wild seem to be repopulated quite quickly. The unfortunate thing is it usually takes more manpower to enslave orcs than it's worthwhile, and goblins don't make them slaves.
All right.
I have another question.
Pie.
I will speak Elven then.
It's because pies can fix anything.
You were telling him what he got for being in that in that
What?
school, wizarding school. I don't know if I asked you about if there's anything that I get free for wizarding.
The Abjurationist was the fact that you could touch someone and grant them 10 or 5 plus half your wizard level.
I thought that was if I sacrificed my familiar.
That comes from the specialist thing.
Is that
There
the
was
only
something
thing?
different if you sacrificed your familiar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he chose not to get that.
Yeah, I didn't want it either, but I didn't. You said he got something for free, and I didn't know.
That's just how the evokers work. I can check. Abjurationists. Your free thing comes in at 5th level.
Okay.
And everyone gets something free.
If you need help naming your character, I brought the name book.
Oh, that is so sexy.
Have you
I
seen
was
this
going to
thing?
say, I will need that, because I've been trying to come up with a name for an hour
This
now.
thing is an awesome book.
My name's Momo.
It's a big names book written by role players for role players.
What language do the elves speak?
Which group of elves? There's the Nyapian elves, Sylvanian elves, and Cindery
Which
elves.
ones would be the most interesting? Like
The-
the most unusual, most quirky, most likely to be have a
Just say
happen
it.
fascinated with them.
I would go with Nyapian elves, but they don't like you.
Okay,
But-
that's probably not very effective. The next
The Sylvanian elves. No one really gets to know the Cindery elves because, well, they don't associate with people because, well, they tend to get enslaved because they're not quite sure why.
I'm not people. I'm a halfling.
What language do halflings speak?
Halfling.
I'm
So
assuming
the language
I
of those elves is Sylvanian?
Sylvanian elves. That's the standard
SYL or SLY or...
Sylvanian. Sylvanian.
Okay.
Almost like Sylvan.
I was going to say, it's almost the same thing.
And is there a common language?
At this point, it's Deforian because you're in the nation of Defor, a cold, mountainous nation.
So we automatically get that?
You have to spend one of your languages to get it.
And language is based on intelligence, right?
Base language plus intelligence modifier. I have had someone who decided not to take the common language of the game, and it was quite comical for the first few sessions.
Yeah, I would say for the first session that might be funny, but it would go really old really fast.
What was really funny was he was the paladin. He was a Viking paladin getter.
Okay.
He was a paladin who was rescued by his mentor rescued the evil Viking warlord, and he's like, well, I must give you something. He's like, I don't want anything. I'm a paladin. I did it for free. Well, I must give you something. It's the law. He's like, well, give me your son. Warlord, nothing, anything, gave him his son, and the son went off to train to be a paladin.
Awesome.
Okay, what's considered a combat spell?
Basically, if you're going to use it in combat. Something like Detect Magic, you're probably not really going to use in combat. Because as soon as it starts breathing fire, you can kind of assume that it's somewhat magical. Ray of Frost does damage, so you can almost automatically assume that that is a combat spell. Anything that calls for a save is also a combat spell.
Well, this one, resistance,
Except
gives
for
you a
mine.
+1 on saving throws.
So
Is that one that you can cast after you say, give me a saving throw?
No, that is a combat spell you have to cast beforehand, because you're buffing yourself for combat.
Okay.
I'm looking at spells like Alarm. You don't cast Alarm in the middle of combat to let you know if there's someone there. Because, well, if you're in combat, you usually already know if they're there. Shield, however, gives you +4 AC. You don't use AC unless you're in combat.
Or
I
you're
need
trying
that.
a really wonky experiment.
Yeah.
I want to take that spell.
Shield?
Yes.
Oh. It's a good one. And it also absorbs magic missiles.
And
What? Why would you need to absorb magic missiles? We're only in a magical institution.
Gaston Chevalier.
B. Oh.
Even better. I'll go with Hercule Gaston.
Wow, we already.
Try the great stuff. It's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the
Poirot.
dishes.
You ever watch that show? Poirot with David Suchet.
No, I hear it's incredible good
Oh, here
though.
we go.
I've been Netflixing it, and it is
3,
excellent.
0, and 1 first.
It's all worth watching just for him. For David Suchet, he's so
And,
wonderful in it.
I always
this
like
the
the
one
book
spell?
with Hercule Poirot.
No, we can write down.
He nails it.
We
He's
only
really
memorize
good.
one. Okay.
You will memorize 1 plus your intelligence plus
Like Christie's
1
old
at
books.
this point. You get a second bonus first level spell, Intel 20. So you get to cast 2 spells. But you, with your intelligence modifier of 3, get 8 spells that you have in your spell book.
And those are the ones I can write down, but
Yeah.
my mind
You
will
have to
only
pick.
hold so
Yeah,
much.
you can only pick 2 because when you look at the book, a first level spell is literally a full page of text. So imagine having to memorize 2 full pages and try and not get them mixed up.
So what's the difference between shield and mage armor?
Shield lasts less time. It only lasts a minute per level. But it also absorbs magic missile. And it takes up your quote-unquote shield slot.
And I think they stack.
They do.
Well,
Because shield takes up your shield slot on your character sheet, and mage armor takes up your armor slot.
Right.
So if you cast mage armor, you'll only jump your AC by 3 because you're already wearing padded armor. If you're wearing full plate, don't bother casting mage armor. So, shield is shorter, but provides protection against magic missile, while mage armor lasts an hour per level. And it doesn't provide anything special other than the plus 4 AC.
Okay. Plus 20 on your next attack roll.
Yes, but as soon as you make that attack roll, the spell goes away. It's like a wizardy version of aim.
That's a huge plus, though.
God,
It's made for like that long shot where they're behind 9/10 cover in the
Okay.
dark and.
So that's where you just shoot magic missiles at them.
Yeah. Ooh, strength of 3.
Saucy little fingers.
You actually have really long fingers for halfling.
No, little fingers. Very small. I'm only 2 feet 10. I'm a tiny halfling.
I think you're actually shorter than Gabriel.
I rolled. It's a 2d8 plus 2d4. I rolled 2 ones. Yeah, and I weigh 32 pounds.
A strong gust of wind can carry you away.
As well as many of the monsters that fly in this game.
That's right.
Look, halfling, tasty snack. Who's the tallest character here?
I'm 5'6".
It's not going to be me,
And 5'11".
but I don't know how tall I am.
I'll walk behind him.
Walking between his legs.
Exactly.
When he does something you don't like, you bite his ankle.
And then I punt the halfling over the wall. But I'm not supposed to leave the tower. Okay.
Does unintentionally leaving the tower count?
Yes.
There's the main tower that you guys will have like all the classes and mingling with other students, and basically you'll have like your dorm, which is your tower. You guys actually have your own individualistic tower, which also happens to be an extra dimensional space. So they encourage you to leave your bags of holding outside.
There was a mishap one year. We lost a few dozen students.
But it's in the Deforian Mountains. It's very isolated. They get supplies from occasionally trading with outside towns, but that's dealt with by normal people. You know, because normal people, they're worthy to serve us. We're wizards.
Oh. Okay, and if we're not wearing any armor, we have no arcane spell failure?
That's right.
Correct.
And what about the spell save?
It's 10.
It's 10 plus your intelligence modifier plus the level of the spell.
So, a 0 level spell in your case would be a 13, while a first level spell would be a 14. So, yeah.
Put a 14 in there for now.
Actually, I wrote it down here. Spell DC for 0 level spell is 14, 13, and then you can write down like your wizard, so you have 3, 1. And you have
1 bonus.
Yeah, 1. You can take that all the way down to 3rd level.
The 1.
Yeah. That now it doesn't mean you get a 2nd level spell at 1st level. But what it means is when you get 2nd level spells, you'll have a bonus spell.
Gotcha.
What are you looking at me for? I am not the official door opener.
Okay, I'm gonna go use the restroom. Alright, I'll let you out. You just came in though. Do you want to go out? Okay. Guess he wants to go out. Okay, I'll go use the restroom. Excuse me, babe. Just gotta move your chair. Oh, wait, we don't have dice, do we? It's just weapon dice.
Right.
I totally went on a vacation there. I need a vacation. What's my vacation?
3 weeks. 4 weeks.
It's
Yeah.
your vacation? The one where you're going up
2.5,
north?
something like that, really.
Yeah.
That's a vacation too. I have a vacation.
I have my year vacation, and I still want to stab Lisa for interrupting it 1 year. How dare she get married? Damn her.
Well, hey, you have to remember, she thought
She thought she did it, and then the Gen Con people went, "Aha! Gotcha!"
Glad to hear you actually got your badge this year.
I have not gotten my badge this year because the day I found out
That you could go.
that I could go was like 2 days after they had closed pre-registration. Yeah, I was like, damn! Because it closed pre-registration on June 28th. I found out on like July 1st that I could go. No. I have to pay 10 extra bucks, but in all honesty, I don't care.
You have to buy an on-site badge?
Yeah.
Oh man, that sucks. They're expensive now.
And are we still doing that?
Yes.
That thingy?
Comedy.
What level? What level?
One.
One? Okay.
See, I'd say we actually have spare badges, but I don't know how that would work in you actually buying tickets for yourself. So, because Nathan and I are actually, we have our 4-day passes, but we also have press passes.
Big ass. So one year I went as Bill Rieger because they had already
Like,
bought,
I wouldn't have a problem giving you my 4-day badge because I'm not going to need it.
Bill had bought his badge, and then that year his wife said, "No, you're staying home." He's like, "No."
I hate it when that happens. Yes.
I was Ryan somebody 1 year.
Was that when we went up with Aaron and everything?
Yes.
And they had random names that nobody knew who they were.
Hey, I was Nathan.
I was like, I
was
had
like
a
Nathan
choice
Henderson. I was like,
I had a choice between Ryan
I vaguely
something
remember
and a more masculine name, so I took Ryan because Ryan could be a girl.
Everyone just confuses my ethnicity when I say I'm Andre. Anywho, let's go ahead and get this party rolling.
They look at you and they go, "You don't look like a giant."
No. More often than not, they kind of look at me and go, "You're white." I'm like, "Yeah."
What did you think I was?
Anywho, I actually had one of my managers tell me that I was the only white Andre that they had ever known.
You ask him, "What about Andre the Giant?"
There you go.
Dude, Andre the Giant rock. Anywho,
yes, he did. Not saying he didn't.
You guys are sitting there in the frigid cold foyer of a massive tower. The stones themselves seem to almost hum with magical energy, and the tapestries seem to flutter in the cold, frigid wind. Now, unfortunately, most of you came from relatively warm areas. Mr. Nameless.
Because I don't have the book.
Mr. Nameless is especially cold.
Mr. Soon-to-be.
We'll call him Hortense for now.
And you're sitting in there with about 50, 60 other people. Kind of hard to tell. Varying sizes, shapes, races. You'll even notice that there's a kobold sitting in the front row. And standing up there is this wizened old man. He's one of those wizards sitting there in the blue generalist robes with this kind of snarled look on his face with a long beard, and kind of looks at all of you with that look of "Who the hell are you?" type of look. That one that whenever you step onto the neighbor's lawn and you look and he goes, "Damn kids!" and goes inside and gets a shotgun. He sits there and goes, "Congratulations! You have managed to enter the Deforian College of Magic. Whether your parents bribed us with vast amounts of money, or you happen to be bright enough to be able to get into this institute on your own. Now, each of you have your own specialties. If you're a generalist, which means you won't get screwed in any situation, you'll probably live longer. The rest of you can all die." Suddenly, up runs a professor in a different colored robe and says something in his ear and says, "Sorry, you will be dealt with in your unique situations. Now, each of you have been divided up into your little groups. If you hadn't noticed the chairs that are arranged by color, there's blue over there, red in there. What color is that? Fuchsia? Fuchsia's not a color. That colored chair." And you all look, and you all seem to have the same colored chair, which is some like off shade of mutant green. No!
Taking the chairs, putting them next to it just to compare the color. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, that's about the same. Just to be dicks, they make them just slightly shades different.
That's right, because, well, these are stuck-up wizards.
Like, if you can't figure out what your group is, you're not supposed to be here. Out.
You all will be. You will have the honor of sharing a dormitory.
Ibn Imad. Wow.
You will all have the honor of sharing a dormitory with the schmucks that are sitting next to you. So get friendly with them, and please keep your pubic hair off their soap. I can't tell you the number of complaints we've had. Anyway, you will be going through your classes later.
Yes, I brought soap. Oh.
You'll be going through your classes later. But right now, I would recommend you get used to the person next to you, because they happen to be... Quiet there in the back! You happen to be one of the lucky 60 out of the 800 or so that put in an application or bribe. So, you will all be escorted to your towers by your zombie. You notice he has like a little air freshener strapped to his neck. And after about an hour or so of you sitting around and lounging about like the slothly bastards that you are, will be escorted through your classes. Get out of my sight. And someone else seems to be doing the... Oh.
As people shuffle by, I would like to attempt a sleight of hand check.
Go for it.
To see, with random curiosity, I find a bag.
Go ahead and add 5 because of the sheer confusion of the situation.
It's a good thing I've got lots of points in that. 16.
Congratulations, you've got a spell component back that looks almost exactly like the one you have.
Is there anything in it?
No.
I open up, turn it inside out. Is it a different color inside?
No, it's the same color.
Okay.
As your zombie sits there and goes, shuffle.
Well, I suppose we'll move along then.
Well, these two. Shuffle.
It takes you up through like spiraling, confusing towers, and eventually you guys will walk up to a little glowing section of the wall, and he shuffles on through it.
Oh, wonderful. Go through it.
Go!
It glows. As I walk through.
You guys find yourself in what appears to be kind of like a living room. In the center, there's, of course, two giant sofas with a coffee table that looks perfect to set books on. And floating above you guys, you can see a continual torch that seems to be burning forever in a weird off shade of yellow.
Lift me up. I want to see if it's warm.
How much do you weigh?
32 pounds.
Oh, yeah. That's awful stressful.
Pansy.
That's the big gentleman, yes.
No, he
Can I reach
Thank you,
it?
sir.
Yeah, you can reach it.
Okay.
Now, the unfortunate thing is that since it's a continual torch, it provides no heat in the cold, frigid mountains or during the winter.
Do people live in this environment?
Yes, it's quite robust, I think, actually.
I'm from out of town.
It's putting it in a mild understatement.
There's a couple of bookcases which hold which are currently empty, but hold a couple of things of like the tower and you type of thing, and the
Wizard's Tower for
the tome that's about yay thick that says rules.
Oh, lovely.
That'll be great firewood.
I can grab the big thick rules book. I can't even pick it up.
There's a small little stove that has food and
Drag that into
whatnot
my
underneath
bedchamber.
it.
Some light reading this evening.
The glowing section of the wall and some small storage things, and you guys have your own personal rooms. A large, soft double bed and your own personal quote-unquote bathroom, which are an odd thing to you because they have a giant tub that, as soon as you stick your hand in it, whoosh, it fills with water. Smashing. And then, of course, there's this weird pot in the corner that the zombie goes, ugh, bleh, and throws up into the bucket.
That's not my
And
bathroom.
suddenly you hear as a spell goes off, and suddenly anything that was in there is incinerated.
Oh.
And suddenly and it smells minty fresh.
Note to self.
Then it goes,
Your appendages in there, right?
and sticks his hand in there, and it washes his hand.
This is still not my bathroom.
Lovely.
And then he shuffles through the teleporter, and the teleporter phases out.
The glowing part of the wall is gone.
The glowing part of the wall's glowing.
Lovely.
I was wanting to investigate the shiny wall.
I believe you'll have plenty of time to do that, old bean.
But it's not shiny anymore, it's just a wall
Well, let's
now.
see, you guys are kind of all around here in the bathroom.
I call this my bedroom! I take off running. Just directly opposite.
Is there a green one?
Dive on the bed.
Oh. I do believe this one will be quite nice for me. Yes. Yes. This will do nicely. Yes. Actually, one. Yes.
Are there doors to these, or are they just...
That's the bed.
Okay.
Lovely. Yes. I'm putting my stuff up. Oh, lovely. Very, very nice.
I close the door to my bedroom. Then there are...
You hear a click as it locks.
Ooh. I proceed to make all sorts of pounding noises and construction sounds. And then I open the door a little while later.
You walk towards the door and it opens for you.
This is sweet.
I'm looking through the rule book.
I'm making a
I've dragged it over to the bed.
Your bunny is scared.
It's okay.
Your turtle
Cold here.
Cold. Hold me close. I'm not warm-blooded.
No kidding. Neither am I in this environment. God. I'm looking for anything to create warmth. Like, oh.
Well, you could walk over to the toilet. It's still slightly...
Urinate in it so it goes... Oh, warmth.
I got stuck with all boys.
Nice. Okay. You're probably out here in the... That's where the nice, comfy sofa is. And
Oh, yes.
you'll notice that the fact that there is a fireplace in the little cooking area.
Oh, lovely. Is there a fire in it?
Well, you walk over and look, and well, there's no fire in it immediately. However, there seems to be a small instruction manual for it.
Oh, lovely.
Now, by small, do you mean...
Do not stick your hand in the fireplace once it is lit, unless you happen to be suffering from a case of trollness.
Oh, lovely. Yes, all right.
Apparently, upon speaking the command word "fire," a fire lights.
Oh, fire. No. Lovely.
Fire?
Oh, yes, Obi.
How do you turn it off?
Out.
Out.
Do it again.
Fire. Out.
Sweet. I jump into the fireplace, start poking around to see if I can figure out where the fire's coming from.
It does say in here you're not really supposed to be doing that. Might be rather dangerous, Obi.
But where does the fire come from?
The fire's obviously magical. No, we aren't a magical creature.
Right, but where, like the wall, and I don't know, I don't get it.
How did he get here? No offense.
Obviously he has some skill or he wouldn't be here. By the way, my name is Hercule. Hercule Gaston. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I am Sassy.
Sassy.
No, Sassy.
Sassy.
Yes.
Sassy. I will never to speak that correctly.
Little fingers.
Little finger. Okay, lovely. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And you are?
Jenna.
Oh, Jenna. It's lovely to meet you, Jenna. And you, my
I'm
interesting...
not out there. I'm in the room still.
You have an anti-social one, I believe.
Fire, where's the fire?
You know, we have a fireplace out here, Old Bean.
The turtle begins walking that way.
Might want to get out and light the fire. I don't want to incinerate.
I climb out.
Oh, dear. What's your language here, eh? Sorry, are you quite all right?
Very warm.
Oh, yes. Here is the
I'm quick.
warm place.
Pick up my tortoise. I have my cloak pulled real tight.
I take it you're not from this. You're not accustomed to our climate here, or the climate here, I should say.
Didn't know it could ever really truly get this cold.
Oh yes.
Turtle soup.
Turtle soup.
Touch my turtle and you lose your hands.
That's lovely turtle soup.
That was very cruel.
He put the turtle in the...
No, I put the turtle next to the fire so he's warming up. Turtle's
a bit brighter.
I wonder how bright it gets.
Fire. Fire. Out! No!
I'm
Push!
too.
Want to blow us
Want
up?
a meter?
Fire. Yeah. Oh, going to be an interesting one, actually.
I just have these thoughts. I'm like, what if? And then I must know.
I don't want to see what happens when the thing explodes.
What do you wear under your robe?
Clothing? Same thing you do?
But you speak funny.
Where's the magic door? I need to leave.
Hands me the fire.
Are there cabinets in this room?
Yes, the cabinets are over.
I am systematically going through each and every one of them to figure out what's in them.
Food.
Oh, good.
Varying degrees of flour and whatnot. You have to make your own food.
To make our own food? We don't have servants. How atrocious.
They spend all the budget on making magical toilets.
Oh.
Anybody know how to cook?
Yay.
I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in those
soup of some
fields.
sort.
You make the sneaky, sleeky home soup that you're used to. And once you take the things out of the cupboard, they come back.
I like this place.
It's quite lovely, yes. Yeah.
So there will be breakfast, and then second breakfast, and then brunch, and then noonsies, and then... This is great. I'm going to make a soup.
Sounds smashing. What kind of soup is it?
It's Mama's sneaky, sleeky family recipe.
Oh, family recipe.
Yes.
Lovely. Is it going to have, doesn't have no onions in it, I hope? I get terribly sick of onions.
I don't know.
Oh, well. This will find out, won't we? Oh, yes.
I start pulling stuff out of the cabinets and throwing it in the pot and making soup.
Alright. Have a nice warm pot of, cup of soup.
Yeah,
You'll be smashing.
It's not like Mom used to make, but imagine going to college.
Exactly.
And you were.
Am I warming up yet?
Yeah, you're warming up. I mean, you're kind of sitting there huddled next to the fire.
Jenna.
Jenna.
Cup of warm soup.
And my dark friend, what was your name? I'm Hercule.
Your lips are a little cold, so it's kind of hard to say it right now.
Well, no, I just don't want to screw it up. I am Tahir Isan Ibn Ibnad.
I have to Montoya. You killed my father.
Tahir, then. Lovely.
No, Tahir Isam Ibn Imad.
Now, you realize...
That's quite a mouthful, you know.
With my attention span, I will never remember that. I will just call you that guy.
Short person.
In.
Lovely.
Suddenly you have an urge to run across the wall. Anywho.
What's that?
Suddenly you have an urge to run across the wall. Oh, sorry, that's just me.
And I'll sit back down on the very comfy sofa and continue looking through the rulebook. Let's see what things we have to abide by here. Lovely.
More soup.
I got your tail.
So, are you?
Lovely. Thank you.
What'd you do to your face?
Rather nice. You've made food for
It's
us.
warm, that's what you can say.
Shivering person with really long name. Boil of soup for you. I'll give it to your turtle.
It sits there and kind of looks at it
You
like...
see her lip? It's bloody. Mishka, look up here.
Huh. I don't know what happened.
It's not quite like Mom used to make.
Oh, you'll just have to try harder next time, won't you? Yes. It is quite warm, thank you. Filling.
I give the soup to your turtle. The turtle your soup.
Yeah, the turtle's just kind of looking like...
I don't know if turtles really eat soup.
Pull a sprig of lettuce out and pick up the cup of soup.
Lettuce. My rabbit would want some lettuce. Is there lettuce in the kitchen?
Mm-hmm. He walks over and quickly jumps on it.
Come on out, Herbert. Take these out.
He goes...
Have a cup for him.
He kind of looks over at the turtle and goes...
This is Herbert, by the way. There you go, Herbert. Good boy.
Your familiar seems to be looking hungrily at the turtle. And the turtle
Herbert? No.
looks back at you like...
No. Remember what happened last time?
I wasn't special enough.
Shiver.
That's right. Oh. Well, thank you very much. Very kind of you.
How did you get that?
No, in my studies, of course.
I was not special enough to get a Herbert.
Oh, well,
But I can do fun things.
that's wonderful, yes. Do you specialize, or?
You could say that. Things might not always be what they seem.
So, yes, since we're all here, what brought us all here? Why are you all here? I mean, I'm following the footsteps of my wonderful father. And, it's quite lovely to be here.
Well, about the time I was raiding, looking through the belongings, taking stock of the house of one of the guys in our street who happened to be a wizard, who used to teach here. Mm-hmm. And I fooled him into thinking I was someone else and took half of his stuff. Borrowed half of his stuff, and he thought I was really good and smart, so he told me that I should come here, and he got me in.
Oh, that was lovely of him. Interestingly, I suppose. Yes. And what about you, dear?
Got bored.
You got bored and just decided to come here.
And the money.
Oh, you had the money? Oh, yes. It's not necessarily cheap to come here, yes. I already know that. Of course, I'm right. Yes.
You have money.
Well, I am from Runmore, of course. Very, very well off family, of course, yes. You probably do. Lovely. And... Alright then.
No. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Yes,
You guys are all here on your own.
What about our foreign friend, Tahi?
He's like on stealth to sneak off to his room and go through his things.
Well, that's contested by their notice.
What notice? Fighters don't get notice. They don't see
I'm being beaten on, I can't tell from where.
Wait, I think I just failed my spot check. I don't see anything. Exactly.
I got a 20.
Right here.
Notice check?
Wait, I think I just failed a listen check as well.
10.
What is listen?
Slink off into his room.
What's the spot?
Notice. It's
Did
based
I,
off the window.
did I see him with a 20?
You will not see him. However, if he makes too much noise in what he does, you will hear him instead.
22.
I got a 26.
Jesus Christ.
So you're on the same level as him on Becca. So if he makes too much noise, depending on what he does, yeah, you were looking at him.
So yes, what brings you here, my foreign friend?
I am being dragged in my father's footsteps.
Being dragged in your father's footsteps? Do you not want to be here, sir?
Do I look like a magician to you?
Well, magicians come in all shapes and sizes. I don't know if that's customary of your people. No offense, of course.
I'm pretty sure that chainmail armor and a sword is not customary for wizards anywhere.
But I wasn't trying to be rude there, sir.
It's okay. I'm just
You're
a little
upset.
disgruntled. It's cold. The temperature is never supposed to be this low. Ever. Period.
Have some more of this lovely soup, yes. It will be up there.
Nathan, your homeland is literally basically like 60 to 70 degrees all year round. The only difference is sometimes it's wet, sometimes it's not.
I would like to, from his room, I would like to take whatever sort of robe, blanket, warm thing I can wrap myself in and completely wrap myself in them, walk back out and sit back down on the couch.
You guys will notice a cocoon walk out with a pair of legs underneath it.
Nice robe. It's very warm.
You know, it's very rude to go to someone else's room without asking.
Oh, that was your room?
Yes, that was my room.
Oh, sorry. I got confused.
Ask permission for such things.
I was curious.
You know what curiosity does?
Kills the cat?
Yes.
But I'm a halfling.
And a little about the size of some cat.
I'm quicker than a cat.
One would hope so.
We can put that statement to the test if you'd like.
At this point, as the zombie walks back through.
Oh, the wall's glowing again. I shed the rope and go to the wall.
I'd like to do such
The
things.
blanket is now
back where you found them. Little monkey. I'll go take my robe into my bedroom again. And I'll shut the door.
Here.
Oh, lovely.
You can open it whenever you want.
Oh, lovely. You must be careful with those things. They're very expensive silk.
They were warm. And very soft.
Hey, better people what my yes, I do believe he wants us to follow him. After you, old man.
Trudge.
He seems more like the trailblazing type. So please, ladies first. Ladies first.
You didn't hear me communicating with the
I missed it.
Yeah, the zombie went. And I went. And he goes.
Lovely. There's a zombie.
He leads you downstairs, and there is standing there this.
Yes, I do.
It's obviously a Nyapian elf, the tall, gaunt, like pale skinned, black haired elf, and he sits there and goes, yes, it seems to be your turn to be able to go through the quote unquote.
What kind of elf is he?
Nyapian. It is your turn to be able to test your skills.
Nyapian? What the hell are you?
I'm an elf.
Don't look like any of the elves I have ever seen.
From the elves you have seen as a generation.
I like him.
Did you just call him a degenerate mutant?
He's a human. And yes, he is a degenerate offspring of the true elven race. Please, if you'll come through this doorway.
You first.
I'm unable to enter.
Why?
You'll notice the fact that he has the light purple rose of you.
Why?
I'm an illusionist. I'm here to maintain the illusion of the combat that you are about to partake in.
Oh. Well,
One thing that you'll need to quickly learn is the fact that combat happens despite the fact that we may just seem to dislike it. Yes,
True.
we usually have to rely on our thick meatheads to be able to
Yes.
carry us through.
Guards don't like it when you go perusing through people's belongings.
no, I wouldn't think so, Wolfie.
It seems to be a racial hindrance that your people have.
I can't help it. I want to know.
It's alright, you probably have a chemical imbalance. Please,
I'm
step on through.
imbalanced.
That's fairly obvious, old being.
I go through the door.
I go through the door.
You notice a particular sneer when you walk towards the door.
Well, lovely. After you, my good man.
I'll walk through the door carefully.
And I will follow.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Follow the yellow brick road.
You guys step through and you get this odd feeling of kind of this washing over you. And you guys are now...
It's like when I got thrown out of the tower into the moat. I mean... yeah.
Another reason why I love Warhammer Fantasy.
Lots and lots of goblins.
Yeah, and the fact of it, my minis have dual purpose. Instead of them
These guys came out really good, didn't they?
they are supposed to have that light look of yellow underneath because the fluff for my goblins is that they used to be from they were the goblins from the Battle of Skull Pass.
Mm-hmm.
However, they got tired of getting their ass kicked by dwarves, so they left.
Oh my.
Okay.
It's crowded in here.
This is worse than the time when I raided visited the castle and
At
the guards
this
didn't
point,
like
we
it.
need to have an initiative check as you've stepped into obviously a hostile cave with goblins in it. And an orc.
What a fucking waste of 20.
No, you're welcome to go in front of me.
Oh, lovely. I stepped in and go, oh, yeah. Because I go on a 4. Oh, 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Miguel goes on
12.
Well,
Actually,
Ethan goes on the perfect number. Nathan goes on some unhumanly high number.
27.
I'm sorry, not a 4. I go on a 6. I'm an idiot. I can't add today.
It's okay. Math is not part of D&D.
No, of course not.
That's why I had calculated.
16. Fabulous. The goblins, who of course are, said dark rows with pointy sticks. Goblins with their facts. It's okay, I've got a huge bag of dice. 3 it is!
What's that?
He goes, the goblins go on a fantastic 1. 3 it is!
And the orc goes on a fantastic 6. As you can hear this faint voice in all of your heads, you must learn to work together, otherwise you will die horribly. Stumble around for a second, stumble, and it kicks you in the shin and falls.
Look over at the other one. Wash the blood off. Yeah, I did like 11 points of damage to that guy too.
How did that poor little guy do?
I cut him from shoulder to hip. He went
back up.
Little legs went. Yeah. You guys are like.
Remind me not to make him angry. Ever.
We'll try the stabby one more time. Stabby. And if this doesn't work, we're moving a different direction.
I do not like that. Reroll that dice.
Roll that die.
If she gets another 6, I mean, that's a 666 number of the beast.
Oh my god!
It is defined by the face that you will get a 6.
That's awesome. 666. That's great.
Okay, it is defined that you will
Suddenly
get
a pit fiend is summoned in the middle of the room.
Damn it.
Yeah, not again.
As you hear the illusionist goes, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Suddenly the door out disappears.
Sorry, your losses. Well, this was a fun game.
Okay, go.
Bugger.
Okay,
She's like, ugh.
Next time I'm throwing the damn thing at him.
then
With a dexterity of 10, I wouldn't.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hit you.
You might.
All right. I will flip from my robe aside, stick my arm out, and there's a little hand crossbow there. I'm going to shoot at the orc.
My only other...
No, I take it back. I'm going to shoot at the guys with the bows in the back.
Okay.
The only other spell I have for level 1 today is...
Emphasis on shoot at with an 11.
Shocking Grasp.
And it kind of goes, and ducks out of the way.
Alright then.
His little hat falls off.
Smashing.
That was Michael down to Ethan.
I summon a fiendish dire spider. Or fiendish monstrous spider, small size. Oh, spider!
Or not, throw that goblin. Here he is. Where?
Right in front of the orc. And it's going to try to bite him.
You fold? Yes.
13.
13. You actually chink off of his armor.
Is it metal armor?
Yes.
My only other spell for the day.
He kind of looks down, growls at it. 21. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And he steps forward.
Alright. Hey, Blizzard.
I don't like him.
Langfell?
Goblins. You get attack of opportunity.
Because he's trying to run away?
Oh, hell yeah.
He's like, oh my god, he cut Bob in half!
I don't want to die.
What is that, a 13?
Yep.
18.
Yeah, you hit the poor bugger.
He's like, I don't want to die! Take it in the back. I'm just like, he goes to run away, I'm just like, coward?
And then he does the... He spends the rest of the round just going...
And then he goes...
The next round. Then we'll have one poke at Becca.
Suddenly, his fever starts to play.
Disco duck.
And the two remaining, fires about here, fires about here. Thunk.
Oh.
Motherfucker, you out of your damn mind.
You're out of your goddamn mind. Uno.
1 point of damage as it kind of nicks your ear.
Ew. A couple inches over to the left, that would have been an eye socket.
That was the bottom of the round, top of the round.
Okay, my free 5?
That's the only disadvantage of Warhammer Base.
Hi.
I got big weapons.
Shocking Grasp, which is my only other level 1 spell.
Okay, give me a touch attack.
Which is just my base attack bonus, right? Or is my strength?
It's your base attack and your strength. It's basically, you make a melee attack.
If he's wearing metal armor, I get a +3 bonus on attack rolls if the opponent is wearing metal armor, or is made out of metal, or carrying a lot of metal, or the like.
So you get a +3 to hit him.
So I've got a +8 to hit him.
Okay,
so.
Nathan, you need a 10.
Watch me roll a 2.
Hey, that's my luck.
Close. A 5.
So I got a 15.
That'll still hit.
That'll still touch him. Okay.
D6.
Yep. Sword.
1.
And he goes,
ow!
Hey! Jerk, what'd you do? Walk across the rug?
I think I've seen static electricity with more oomph than
I
that.
did this when I went over there. I was like,
Becca, your turn.
I'm
out of level 1 spells now.
I'm using my only other level 1 spell, which is Magic Missile.
Okay.
On this guy.
Oh, on that guy.
Yes.
Okay.
He looks big and scary.
Go ahead and give me a concentration check, actually.
Con. It would help if I wrote down. There you go.
You're fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your magic missile. What does your magic missile look like?
It is actually a white ball. Glowy. Not just like a a ping pong ball, but it's glowy.
Like a pulsating like will-o-wisp.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He goes.
It's a D4 plus 1.
Okay.
5.
He goes, oh! Looks at the little white gander falling down and kind of looks at you and goes, ah!
Sorry, don't understand you.
No speaking the orc language.
You hear, Hunker!
Well, that wasn't very nice. He just referred to you as a prostitute.
What?
He did. How rude.
Am I naked?
No, you are not. You are very clothed. You are very well clothed. No. Oh, that was very rude, I say, in Orcish.
Oh, not another twit! Why do I always die to the twits?
What were you calling a twit, you twat? That's right. That's right. I know how to swear in Orcish. I had an Orcish butler.
You, as soon as I get through your friends.
Oh, I'm shaking over here in my boots.
Yeah, back there. Come here.
Right, I'm safe over here.
If I'm trying to figure out the cone, the casting cone
You will
on
hit
50
me
foot radius.
anything.
Okay,
you
so
cast.
basically, if you're casting a diagonal, it goes 1, 2, 3.
What if I'm casting straight ahead of me?
1, 3, 5. I think. No, 1.
Yeah, 1, 3, 5.
Yeah, 1, 3, 5.
Then I would like to move there.
Okay.
And I'm casting color spray again.
Where?
That way.
Diagonal?
Okay, so 1, 3, 5, like that?
Mm-hmm.
You'll just
Only
hit
hit
the
one.
goblin.
No, isn't it 3 in front of me?
No,
No,
it
it's
starts
one.
out as 1.
Oh.
It's a cone.
Crap.
But if you go 1, 2, 3, you'll get the boss and that guy.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Okay. Boss, with his fantastic willpower, it's a 3. Goblin behind him, it's a 14.
This is DC.
Okay. He has 2 hit die. So what happens to him?
2 hit die or less is the same thing as the other guys. It's like stunned. It's like, hang on, I'll look it up and you can roll. Color spray. Okay, 2 hit dice or less. The creature is unconscious, blinded, and stunned for 2d4 rounds. Then blinded and stunned for 1d4 rounds, and stunned for 1 round.
You hear him go. Okay. But the boss just kind of sits there and kind of blinks a few times and then it kind of falls over.
Does the whole? Did you ever see the episode of Futurama when Fry finds out he has millions of dollars in his bank? He goes, starts swimming with the mouth.
Ethan.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and summon a nice celestial badger on top of him.
Get a grah!
Do a full attack or just a standard attack?
Full attack. It gets to appear as though it's been there the entire time.
Alright. Well, that's a 25 to hit.
Yes, you definitely hit.
That's the first claw. That's a
Critical.
nat 20 on the second claw. And a miss on the bite.
Okay.
But it hits with 2 claw attacks.
Which are like a D4 each, right?
No, this is only a small badger, so.
D3.
Nope, it's a D2. But it has bonuses because of my augment summoning, so it's at a plus. Okay. So 3 points of damage on the first attack, and 3 points of damage on the second.
You gotta roll double. The second one was critical.
Right.
So roll.
Do you make us confirm?
No, I do not make you confirm. You just roll 2 different dice.
Okay, and then
Another 3 points.
another 3 points.
So,
Okay, so a
9
total of
points.
9. Combined with the ball of light magic missile, there's this nice kind of meter on the floor.
Now a celestial.
Bye-bye.
The celestial badger is like.
Attack of opportunity as the goblin goes, "Ah, my dear lord!"
Is it normally drip like that?
Yes.
And Becca and you. Woohoo!
And the badger.
Me?
And the
I wasn't close enough to get an attack of opportunity.
badger goes right here.
Oh.
I got a 16.
He got a mighty 10. So no.
Finally, when he turns.
I got an 18.
Okay, so both of you two stab him in the back. Go ahead and roll.
Oh.
6 points of damage.
Do we add 1?
Add your strength modifier.
So no. I couldn't remember how that worked. I haven't done it in a long. 1.
Okay. Let us out of the illusion! Ah, my dear lord! They run like hell. You'll actually get an attack of opportunity as both will run past you.
What the hell were you doing in the back?
Something crap.
That would be a mighty 18 to hit.
You hit the goblin.
Excellent. What do I have?
A fist.
No, I have my quarterstaff, so it's actually a whole d6 minus 1. So 3 points of damage.
It's kind of a close up as he runs by. Whack, whack.
Thud. The other one steps on him and keeps running.
Jolly good show.
And then the back area just kind of glows this yellow as the portal reopens.
Oh, smashing good show. You're quite alright, old bean.
Walk out of this
It
stuff.
hurt.
Oh, I know. It's absolutely...
From here to here, it hurt.
We'll get you all fixed up, yes? And I must say, very flashy moves there.
But he had some fancy underpants.
You stole his underpants?
I was curious what he was wearing under the armor.
You are not allowed in my room.
You're very strange. I think I like you, though. Come on. And good show, all of us. Good show. Yes.
I can
The badger will disappear.
sit there and do my fingers.
I like the badger.
This badger works much better
Static
than the
shock
others.
always blackens my fingers. They're actually blackened.
And like the little tip is numb.
I need a different weapon. This one sucks. You guys want a dagger?
No.
I've got a short sword.
I'm not very fan of those the sharp objects. You can cut yourself with those. They're quite horrible. No. I'm good. Thank you. Yes. It's dangerous enough carrying a crossbow around, you know.
I have one right here.
Hey, very nice. Yes, I noticed that.
You guys step out into the hallway. You, of course, expecting this illusionary damage to fade away, are surprised when it remains. Because, congratulations, you survived your first battle. You're not quite as incompetent as I had first imagined.
Can I get a band-aid?
That should heal up nicely while you're attending classes.
Yeah.
Do we have like a school nurse?
Yes, are you unconscious?
I could pretend.
Then I'm afraid you're not in critical enough condition. Please, we have more students admitted for unconsciousness and failed experiments than for that minor damage.
Minor?
It could get infected. It's always quite ugly.
This place is more sanitary than a chapel full of nuns.
I knew some nuns once.
Did you know them or did you know them?
We don't talk about it.
You are welcome to return to your tower.
Yep, smashing good.
It hurts a little.
Oh, sorry, old bean.
It's more like...
Sorry, old bean.
Slap on the back, I fall forward.
I pull out some bandages, like tied around my arm.
Yeah.
Actually, I pull it off and go. Break out the first aid kit and start to. It's like.
Are we walking past? Are we being escorted back to our room?
This is when we
Yes,
go to the room.
by the zombie.
When we get back to the room, I actually stitched the cut shut, and he's like looking at it.
Person,
He starts stitching himself up. I just faint. I go, oh yeah. Thumbs.
I'm not dragging him.
This is back in the room.
I can't drag. Oh.
This is back in the room.
Are there any healing potions, zombie person? I'll follow you.
After about 5 minutes,
Weasel comes out, pokes me a little bit.
wrap my arm up with the bandage. I'm still working on it when he wakes you up. Thank God for that flash.
I know.
You walk. You step in the bath. It
mix some
instantly
salts
fills with
together.
water, and it's just the right temperature.
Oh.
Yes. By this point, I'm wrapping the band my arm.
Lovely. Yes, that was very.
You guys gotta try bathtub.
Oh yes, that sounds lovely. Nice
Your
bath.
own bathtubs.
No. No, of course.
I said that. I was not going.
It seems like we have to be very specific with you. Not my bathtub either. Oh, yeah. Are you quite all right there, Tom?
I'm done. It only hurts for a little while.
Oh, lovely.
I disagree.
Oh, no.
Here, let me look.
Oh, I think I'll just go into my room for a while for that. Thank you.
Is it actually a puncture wound? Was it make spike?
It's a morning star.
How deep are the wounds?
Relatively.
It took half of my life.
It's a spike about this big, because that's about all morning star. But imagine that spike in a less than a 3 foot tall person.
A child.
Oh, let's see here.
Yes, I'll scamper off in my room and shut the door. The sight of blood is just quite atrocious.
14.
14. You'll do your best, but
I'll make some poultices and stuff. We got to put something in that wound, or it's going to get infected.
So I mean, it's just you're not used. Although you're near combat, you're usually not the medic. You're usually the one getting worked on.
Yeah, I know how to fix myself.
It's like, see, I know when I poke this hole, it hurts, but it seems whenever you get near his wound, he twitches.
Don't be such a baby and make the poultice at the right size. And I go grab him by the head so he can't move and go put it in.
I'm only 32 pounds with a strength of modifier of -1. I'm not going anywhere.
But
stronger than me.
This is going to hurt, is what I say as I push it into the hole.
I exaggerate screaming.
I shut the bathroom door.
There's a crashing sound from inside my room.
Did you just pass out again?
I burst open the door, wand at the ready, going, "What the demon is attacking?"
He sees the wound
and then I pass out
with the poultice sticking out of it. Okay, take some bandages and carefully bandage it down. We need to leave that poultice in there overnight. You cannot bathe this wound until tomorrow. Tomorrow we will stitch it shut, but you need the poultice in there to
I
disinfect.
can wait till tomorrow.
We need the poultice in there to disinfect the wound, otherwise you will get an infection, you will have a fever, and more than likely you will go into the shakes and die. So,
I don't like that option.
bandage it up nice and tight. Rest and relaxation is what you need for the evening.
Crawl back into my room.
So, my suggestion would be to start studying for class.
What a horrible place.
Study for class.
Well, as you're sitting there, nice lounging in your bath, going and suddenly some perfumes enter the room. You're like and the lights dim to just.
I'm an orgasm.
I go get in the bath.
I was like, I want to have a bath. She's
Just
having.
the right temperature. You can smell the perfumes, and you're just like. And you're sitting there holding the book, and the page turns for you when you're done reading it.
Oh, lovely. That's very nice. Yes.
You're sitting there in the main room, going, "What the hell is with you?"
Bath is something you only do when you need to.
When suddenly all of you know, you're not quite sure how, but there's someone at your door.
Oh dear.
I'll get it.
We have company.
Put some clothes on.
In walking in, that's kind of how they walk in, and if they're not wanted, they're expulsed. Standing there is this, 6'10", almost 7 foot tall, black Anubian who looks like he could probably, it looks like he could probably crush your head.
What's a Nubian?
A Nubian is an African American Egyptian.
They're supposed to say, "Shut the fuck up."
Motherfucker, I kill you!
And you see him wearing the staunch black and white robes of a necromancer. And standing way below him, next to him, is a kobold in a blue outfit with a little staff with a little lantern.
How tall is the kobold?
Kobold is 2'8".
Yes! You're taller than someone.
And he looks at you and he bows. Like, you've never seen a man that tall. You kind of have to step backwards, otherwise he might headbutt you. Looks at you and goes... and he looks at you and begins speaking Syrian quite fluently.
Oh, that's happy.
Greetings. My name is Kankoras Maya.
I am Tahir Isam Ibn Nimad.
Oh, I've not heard of him.
Even Rashid,
Yeah.
Eben.
No, Eben means son of.
Eben.
I assume that you too
Frau Blucher.
a new initiate.
Yes.
Me and my friend. And he points down and the kobold kind of looks up like he doesn't quite understand, but he's got this big toothy smile that almost looks like a carnivore.
At this point, I come kind of creeping out of my room going, oh, and I see the kobold, and then I completely forget that I'm even hurt. Like, I just full tilt run across the room and come to the screech all right for the kobold. Like, what are you?
I am a dragon descendant.
Why are you so short?
Well, you're like...
I'm not short. I'm the perfect size.
I'm short.
I've never encountered a tunnel I couldn't enter.
You're shorter.
Well, it's not polite to bring up people's disparities in height.
Yes, you hear the...
Oh, hi!
You're like...
How do you fit in the room?
When you hear the name Kankoras Meyer, in your tongue it translates to son of pestilence.
I know what it translates into.
You're like...
Oh, I know exactly. I was like, pleasure to meet you.
Do you mind if we sit with you?
Please.
I'm making myself decent and I'll be coming out here shortly.
Me too.
The towel
It takes a long time.
The towel floats up and goes...
Ooh. Oh, hey, that's not a frisky.
If it does that to me, I'm gonna scream.
Oh, you'll scream. I see she is getting used to the amenities.
From my room, he goes, ooh.
and then as you're sitting there, you can feel your hair begin being braided.
Well, that's nice.
I don't want my hair braided.
I'm going to sit immediately beside the kobold and recount to him the entire story of our battle and the orc and how I got my...
He looks at you and goes,
Oh, wow, we survived. We died.
If you died, how did you...
It's an illusion.
This wasn't very illusion. I pull the bandage off. It wasn't very illusionary. It kind of hurt.
It makes me kind of hungry.
Back up. Cover the bandage back up. Close the cloak.
Brother, not now.
I'm sure we have some food around here somewhere.
I could make some soup for you.
What's in it?
It's Mama's recipe? Oh, I might find some of that. I'll go scrounging through the cabinets and find the closest thing to beetle.
There's a beetle sitting in the cabin.
What's up?
Okay.
Yo.
Sink. In the pot you go.
Sounds like a lobster.
Apparently beetles are really good to cook.
Yeah, that's a
Certain types
22 on cooking for beetle casserole, I guess.
That actually smells really good.
Irving goes, well, there are enough strange cultures here that I'm willing to try it.
Me too.
I bring the beetle out with the casserole like in the shell. And on the table.
You two will walk out, your hair's all nicely braided, you've even been perfumed, and your fingers have even been groomed.
Ooh.
They're that nice.
Yes, I know. Isn't it wonderful?
Let me see your cut.
My cut?
Yeah, you got
You
cut.
notice
Where
the
did I
fact
get cut?
it's like right along your
Shoulder?
shoulder.
Okay.
You notice the fact that it's clean.
It's good. You need to put some bandage on it. Here, put this poultice on it as well.
We have visitors. Oh, wonderful.
Yes, you see the towering black man in the kobold sitting next to him.
My large one and a small one. They have another small one, old Pete.
I know.
No offense. Hello.
None taken. You are far less offensive than some of the elves I have met here.
Oh, yes. I've been privy to meeting some elves now and again. They are quite interesting.
Offensive, I think, is a little bit more accurate with the term on that.
Worthy of a stick,
says the kobold.
My father said something similar once, but I promised I would never repeat it. For my mother's sake.
Have some beetle.
Have some what?
Have some beetle. I made it myself.
You made a beetle.
Well,
I do believe I will pass.
I killed the beetle.
It's beetle casserole.
And made a casserole out of it.
That sounds absolutely disgusting.
It smells good. I'm going to try it, Pete.
Yes, thank you.
Tasty.
I'm not very hungry now, thank you.
A kind of a spiced tomato mixed with garlic flavor.
Oh, you've got to try this. Just don't look at it. Just here. Turn around.
Don't look at it, he says.
Put a little bit on a plate. Turn around. Turn around.
Oh God, he's going to hurt me.
He heard me earlier.
Okay. Once you turn around, I hand you the plate. Don't look behind you. Just take a bite. Don't think about it.
But it's purple.
It's wiggling.
It's not wiggling. You're making it wiggle. Pop it in your mouth. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead and give me a D20 roll.
4.
As far as you're concerned, it's moving in your mouth.
It's wiggling. No, that's not wiggling. No, not hungry. Thank you. No.
That's more for me. Do you want to try, Ben?
I go over to the wash basin or wherever we have like some water. I'm like, oh no.
You notice the fact that she's already like on her third plate.
Damn, you dwarves are quick.
Yes, we are.
The nice thing about being in front of dwarves, never shows. I hate front of dwarves.
I think I'll have another helping of that. That's pretty good.
I thought it was tasty.
This is the first time for everything.
Well,
he's just looking and it's like, oh my God, what's wrong with you heathens?
Yeah, I like it. The color sort of drains from my cheeks a little bit.
One of the things that it took us a second to notice is if you walk up to the wall where the portal is, it lights up for you.
Oh.
He just apparently does not have that.
No. That's perfectly all right.
It's not stitched yet. We can't stitch it until the poultice cleans the wound.
Oh. Would you like to see my wound?
No. I think I'll be fine, thank you.
May I see?
Oh, God.
Yes. See? We were fighting the organ from here to here. The sharp morning star.
Yes. Why are you not letting it get infected?
But then it would hurt.
What did you say? Why would he let it get infected? That
strengthens the body.
Strengthens the body? It also could kill you.
A minor infection would indeed strengthen his body. But unfortunately, due to the size of the wound,
isn't it great?
There's no guarantee he would only have a minor infection.
Horrible.
So, rather than to offset the fact that he could possibly die from trying to disinfect it.
And we will smoke it thusly again, won't we?
You're right. If he did die, he would not be a very useful zombie.
No, that's quite all right.
Mine, however, will invariably get infected. They always do. So, that which does not kill me tends to leave scars.
That's an interesting way to look at it. I try not to be I try to avoid the attempted murder.
Who?
Pointing to the two tall people.
Yeah, the people who are standing a good 2 to 3 feet.
Why does he wear chainmail?
I don't know.
I can answer that.
Are they sitting down yet?
Probably.
Okay.
I can answer that question why I'm wearing chainmail.
I know. Would anyone like some tea? I can make tea.
Sure.
Yes.
I will make some tea for us. Yes, of course.
Before my father requested that I come here as his dying wish, I was captain of the city guard in Tarosha And so I wear chainmail because I am accustomed to wearing chainmail. I am not accustomed to casting spells. I am accustomed to defending myself with metal and hides.
You should add some of
Who's
this.
making tea at the top shelf?
What is this? I don't know, but it was in the cabinet.
No. I think I know how to make tea. What
happened to the rest of the tribe?
Tea.
Typical.
If you want to add some to yours, you're more than welcome to.
On the fair side, we burned their city down.
Well, I guess that would be retribution then, wouldn't it?
Here you are, some nice tea.
But still, you know.
He takes
We can have more later.
Takes some dust and sprinkles it in there.
I don't know what it is.
One lump or two.
Would you like some?
What is it?
Flesh of zombie.
No. Sugar.
I should probably refrain on that one.
Sugar is tasty.
I seem to recall having had a taste of that in training, and I spent 2 weeks in a fever. So
we had some one.
I should really keep away from that. I might have an allergic reaction to it, and I can't miss the first 2 weeks of class. But thank you.
I wouldn't say that to his face. You saw him today.
What'd you say?
He goes, you know what would make this better? So we had some fruitcake. No,
I said I did not say fruitcake. I said it would make us better if we had some cakes.
Oh,
just in general cakes.
We have some cakes.
Ooh, we do have cakes. Ooh. I have not seen any cakes.
Rice cakes here.
Opens up the door and there's cakes.
Oh, lovely. This is. I like our room, Miss Pike. We just stay here forever.
Be careful.
you ask for,
First students tend to put on a few extra pounds.
And it always goes to your boobs.
I'm afraid I have not had that experience.
Never have I.
I would be surprised if it happened to me as well, yes.
Happened to me once.
Can I keep track? No one is going to yours?
Excuse me?
You just asked a dwarf if you could touch her breasts. Do you want that wound on your chest to be larger?
Shuffle.
We all step away from you.
No, Paul!
Good eyes.
Walk here. He hops over.
Attack.
Walks up to your leg, cuddles it.
No!
Fluffy rabbit.
Fight!
It's a killer! Look at the bones!
And it's like, oh, he's dying.
Give me my rabbit back.
I can't make slippers.
Give me my rabbit.
He's gonna make slippers out of you.
That's horrifying.
Your hand is
You
now.
could probably make slippers out of that for you, not for me.
You see, he wants to make slippers out of you.
He's not nice.
No, he's not.
That was very rude. Not to wipe your hands on other people. We have rags for that. It's right over there.
Well, I'm afraid we must be going, for we will be. We need our studies.
Yes.
You need some lessons in manners, I do say.
Well, I wish you. He does the. I wish you farewell.
Honors to your houses.
You all look tasty.
Jolly good, jolly. What do you mean by that? You look tasty.
That is a common
I showed him my
kobold.
boo-boo.
There's a kobold greeting.
That's a common
You look
kobold.
tasty as well. Lovely.
The portal faces out.
Yeah, they were very nice.
He liked the beetle too.
There's another ping at the door.
Yes, beetle, yes.
Yes.
In walks a gnome. Once again, clad in black robes. And he looks at you. He's got these red rings around his eyes, and he's just like, "Do you wish to have a zombie servant?"
Zombie servant?
For what?
One would think I would get rather odorous, you know.
Heavy carrying.
That is true. But you've been quite fond of decaying things. It's rather
I think my roommates wish to decline. I do apologize.
unsanitary. Now, if you could get us a nice orc.
They're fresh.
Oh, how sickening, yes. Necromancy.
I'm afraid we must decline, but thank you for the offer.
Yes, it's very kind of you, but you, necromancy, never saw the
I'll do my best.
That's all the allure of such things.
I'll do my best zombie impression.
That's quite good. Maybe the zombie just no stinking. Is the old being, yes. Morty.
Well, I'm not. I'm not going to role play out the entire first day of class, but imagine the first day of, shockingly
Everything happens faster in a montage.
In a motherfucking montage.
Since all of you are specialists, you will spend at least 2 or 3 hours in your chosen vocation. However, you will get an experience with everything, including necromancy, and you find that the creepy gnome is actually your professor.
Oh dear. How horrifying.
How tall is... I want to keep tally on people who are about anywhere between my height to a foot taller than I am.
That's usually the gnomes and halflings. There seems to be only the kobold here.
Right. But anyone of status that seems to be about that...
the professor of necromancy and the professor of illusion is also a gnome.
Okay. I would like to take particular note of those two individuals and kind of, throughout the course of events, kind of study and get an idea of how they act and speak for future reference should it come to
Imagine small dog, big dog case. The big, burly, Anubian necromancy professor speaks very softly and is very gentle. However, the short gnomes tend to be a little more psychotic because they're trying to convince everyone else that they're scary.
Yeah, everyone's just frightened of the Nubian on general principle. He's almost 7 foot tall. Everyone goes, "Oh my god, he's huge!"
Well, you guys are sitting there. It's been a long day. I mean, imagine first day of college, sitting there, kind of doing the "Oh my dear Lord." Except imagine college that goes from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Look, what I learned today, I'm going to cast the Disguise Self spell, and I'm going to look exactly like that the dwarf necromancer professor and do my best impression.
When the body dies, you have to cast the spell soon, otherwise they stink quick.
That's lovely. Good one, old bean.
I don't think that's very proper to insult our professors.
No.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Precisely, old man.
That's what my illusion instructor told me.
There you are.
Speaking of
it's all in good fun, no harm done.
Let me rephrase that statement. It is not a good idea to make fun of people who can kill you, then bring you back to serve them as a dead body.
Good point.
Can't really argue with that logic, really. He's not here.
Exactly.
With as much magic that's in use here, do you honestly think if they didn't want to listen in on what we're saying, they wouldn't be?
The point is that they need to want to listen in to us. So far, we haven't really done anything to make them want to listen to us. I hope not. Oh, hello.
Standing there is this human. He's standing there looking at you kind of awkwardly, as though he wasn't expecting anyone to be in here. And you notice he's got a rucksack and a pair of knives.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
I don't think we want you in our room.
Why are you in our room?
I would like to bot check to see if there's anything particularly unusual or noteworthy that...
Sure.
Spot. That's one of the consolidated skills. So notice. 18.
18. He's wearing this strange amulet. I mean, it looks like just a simple stone amulet with an arcane rune on it.
Ooh, I like that. What is it? I run right up to him. What is it? What is it? What is it?
Oh, that's not right.
Yes.
That hits.
How many would he have healed from sleeping?
You would have healed 4.
Because of the heal check, so...
Yes. Okay, at this point, I think people are probably going to react to your roommate being stabbed, although sometimes that's the feeling you generally want.
But usually you want to be the one doing it.
Nathan, Becca, evil bastard.
You could say that.
Michael.
That is a 23.
Ethan?
8.
Once again, you're surprised. Nathan?
22.
22. Sexy. Becca?
11.
11. Once again, you're surprised. Ooh, that's very nice. Well, Michael, you seem to react first with the dagger currently sticking out of your chest, which reminds me, you need to give me a fortitude save.
Oh. It's poisoned.
9.
You lose 1 con. And he says something in a tongue that I'm pretty sure none of you understand.
What language?
Tongan.
Nope.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Is my hand still on his necklace thing?
Yeah, probably.
I would like to attempt to pluck it off of him.
That will be a strength check.
Okay, in that case I would like to sever the cord with my dagger.
Okay, then you're looking for it to hit a tiny object, which is a ACL 12. Because he's not just going to stand there and let you go.
Right.
He's just gonna
So is it 12 plus whatever he has? Or is it
no, just 12. Just 12.
Okay.
I'm just trying to separate. Michael?
I'm going to stop rolling this dice.
You kind of do the as your chest burns, as you can feel it spreading through your chest. Nathan, once again, being quicker to react to people randomly trying to kill you.
I'll move forward and attack him.
Okay, yep, you're there, there. Okay.
Fucking book. 1. I miss.
Okay. Now we go down to him. Okay. Secondary stab on you. 14 will not hit you.
19.
Right, like, here.
Right here?
Yeah. Doing a total of 7 points of damage, you need to give me 14 save. Oh shit! This makes wearing armor. What the hell?
13.
13. You lose a point of dex. And kind of
put under the 10 point.
You continue saying something in Tongan, going, "Oh my God!"
Boris, get off!
And then
off now!
And then he drops the rucksack that was over his shoulder. Becca.
I'm going to grab the nearest thing.
Probably a pot.
Pot. And try and hit him with it. Was this anything to my attack bonus or just straight?
Just straight.
Dice.
You should have a total of a +1 at this point.
Base attack bonus.
4! I got a 4!
The boiling water falls out. And then Ethan.
Okay.
He needs to give me a will save.
Oh, damn it.
That's
14.
That will pass. Never mind.
Top of the round, Michael.
Okay. Rolling a different dice, since that one is not doing any favors for me. I would like to tumble around to the other side of him.
Okay.
And what would I need to do to qualify for a sneak attack?
You would need to be in a flanking position to one of these two, which means you'd have to be there or there. Sorry, there or there.
Okay, then I'm going to attempt to tumble past over to here.
That's DC 15. 4 or better.
I hate my dice.
Don't worry, you're just like your brother.
Alright, well, with my acrobatics, that's a 12.
You take 3 more points of damage. As you're sitting there, he kind of slices right along your side.
And he stops there, I'm assuming?
And you stop right there. You still have a standard action.
Yes, I know.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
I don't even know why I'm trying to roll right now. My dice hate me. That is a 16 to hit.
You will indeed actually hit him.
Woohoo! My short sword is the D4. For mighty 2 points of damage.
Okay, he will take that.
And raise it.
He screams, he says something in Tongan as he slices along his hands like, Nathan.
Magic missile.
Are you going to step back into it?
Oh, I gotta do a concentration check.
Yes.
Don't I?
If you're going to stand there, concentration. But you can free 5 back, no penalty.
Free 5 back and shoot his ass then, but I've still got to do the armor check. 92.
You're fine.
Arrow, flaming arrows. Does 3 points of damage.
Even Nost aus. Dwarf, halfling, dwarf. He's sitting there slashing with his daggers. Oh, yeah, your AC's what, a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he actually misses with one blade. For 2 points of damage. You get a slight slash across your chest.
Fortitude save.
Nope. Remember, poisons only happen once.
He used it on both of us.
In your bloodstream and in his. And you've got this nice wound that seems to be good.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be slowing me down very much.
Grumble, grumble. Becca. Speaking of grumbling.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm going to use. I don't exactly know how that works, but I have a spell memorized called Acid Splash.
It's a ranged touch.
Ranged touch attack.
So it's a ranged attack essentially against his touch AC.
Okay. I don't know what my ranged attack bonus would be. Is it dex?
Base attack.
Your base attack plus your dex.
Well, my dex and strength are both 0, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I would recommend free 5 and back so you won't have to make a concentration.
Okay.
Oh yes, on the wild magic check. Okay.
Your dice love you like mine do.
Roll a d20.
Which one? Which one should I roll?
Well, you just rolled a 1 on that one. I would say roll that again, because odds of rolling it a 1 again are very slim.
You're talking about my wife here.
3! Okay.
Fireball!
Well, I'm glad someone did this in the first session.
Why?
I got 40.
Ooh, roll a d4, please.
2.
2. Does anyone have knowledge planes?
No.
No. I have geography.
Okay, who's that? Get a reflex. And fails. You sit there and go, so you focus on your acid splash, and you fire. And you notice this room kind of flash really weirdly. And suddenly there's this rift.
What the hell?
And beyond it, you see this frozen, frigid wasteland with screaming souls trapped inside the ice as he falls into it.
Did he leave his bag?
He did drop his rucksack.
Yeah, he dropped his rucksack last turn.
Okay.
I'm so sorry!
It seals up after he falls in it, doesn't it?
Nope, it's there for 2 rounds.
Oh, lovely.
However, let's check our luck. Oh, that's bad. Happen to be standing there is this irritated-looking fellow, short but scraggly beard that seems to be almost razor wire. He's got this meat cleaver and just kind of looks over at you guys, like, and he says something. Does anyone happen to speak Infernal?
No.
That would be new.
Damnation.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Well then,
That was Becca. Ethan, it's your turn.
jolly good. I summon the badger on him.
What are you doing?
I go funk
On the bearded
on the bearded thing. It's speaking horrible things.
Go ahead and give me your attack. Badger goes, Now remember, it's a celestial badger, and this is an infernal creature.
Yes, I know.
Gets a +1 to hit and damage. It's like, Wrath of Heaven comes down on him.
In the form of a badger.
That's a 12 on the first attack.
Will not hit the bearded devil.
That's a 13 on the second attack.
Not doing much better.
No. And that's a no.
Anywho, off the round, Michael.
How far inside this gaping hole in reality is this guy that attacked
You
us?
stumble into it. He's about 10 feet into it, kind of looking around doing it. He says something really loud. Ah!
But the bearded devil doesn't see him.
No, the bearded devil sees him.
Okay.
How close is he to the bearded devil? Or what's the entire...
Probably way too close for comfort.
The bearded devil's about 10 feet off. He was basically walking by, doing the do, and up opens a hole, and out falls a person who's screaming. He's like, He's about 10 feet away from the dude, who's about 10 feet away from the hole. So he's total of 20 feet away.
I would like to run into the hole, attempt to retrieve the amulet.
Okay.
And then run out, if that's possible.
That's a touch attack, because you're trying to grab it.
Yes. Uh, 14 to get the amulet.
You will snatch the amulet off his neck.
And then can I book it back through the hole?
Unfortunately, you do not have move by action.
No, I don't.
So, as of this turn, you're in hell.
And can I stab the guy?
No, that's another action.
Okay.
Nathan. you can begin to hear the screams of the damned in the distance. And it's a hell of a lot colder in here.
I'm backing away from the rift. Holy hell!
I don't think holy's the right word!
The badger looks at you.
You hold the rest of your action?
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. It's a fucking demon.
The dude... Oh, sorry, hold on. Oh, bad for him. Devil walks up. Oh, I think their damage is 2d8 plus 10.
Oh, shit.
Then he looks down at you and says something.
Well, the badger...
The unfortunately, the thief seems to have collapsed onto the ground. This bleeding, gaping hole in him.
Well, that's not better than what we would have done, Dawn.
Becca.
Oh my god. What a way to deal with this guy, but holy crap.
Any magic thing, any magic spell that requires an attack, if you roll a 1, you roll on the wild magic table. Magic items are a bit more stable. If you roll a 1 to hit, then you have to roll 1 through 5 again.
I'm gonna hold.
Okay. Oh, holy hell. Type of thing.
Oh, holy crap.
Ethan.
I think he's going to kill me.
Oh, mama.
I'm waiting for the wizards to come because I'm sure they've got sensors for. Wait a minute! Wild magic!
Oh, stupid novices!
All right, I'm doing this more to try to distract this bearded thing. I'm summoning a fiendish octopus on his face.
Give me an attack roll. You will hit it. You will hit it on the face and just kind of sit there going.
The little parrot beak.
Get back here, you stupid little...
Michael, speaking of, run.
Run.
You run back through the hole.
Let's see, I have 20 movement. The hole was right here, right? The hole was right here, right?
Yes.
I was 10 feet from the hole. I'm going to run to there.
Okay. Nathan.
I'm going to make sure that the demon doesn't come through the hole before the hole closes. So I'm like picking up like the chair. Throw it at it. It tries to come from the door.
Its turn. It basically just grabs the octopus and goes.
What about the dire badger or the celestial?
Oh yeah, the dire badger is still there.
Yep. Go for it.
Don't ignore me! Ignore me, fear the wrath of heaven.
Fear the wrath of heaven.
Miss. That is a...
You're looking for an 18.
Miss. Wait. That is an 18. So...
Then you'll hit.
And then the last bite... Woohoo! It sinks its teeth in.
If it is defined as a holy creature, it will be able to hurt it.
Yes, that's true. For a mighty 2 points on the claw attack, and 4, 2, 5 points on the bite.
It's like holding on to his leg.
And actually, no, I can't. That's the weasel that could do that.
What?
At this point, you see
The weasel that bites, it can attach.
close, as though it was never there.
I'm so getting expelled.
Somehow I don't see that as happening. I'm pretty sure that's not a very uncommon experience here.
That was so cool!
No.
By the way, you
that
do need to
sucked.
give me more fortitude saves.
Oh yeah.
Natural 20.
Okay. The poisonous run its course.
I go, and you see the black goo go. I'm like,
13?
13 will succeed on the fortitude save. Did you take into account the fact that you have one lower con?
That doesn't drop below a +2.
13 is a +1.
Is it?
13 is indeed a +1. Dang it.
Then, no, I did not. So that's 12.
That's fine with DC as well. Well,
I sit on one of the sofas and go, oh dear. It's quite a lot of excitement for one day.
I'm going to go take a bath now. Wash off
suddenly,
own blood.
a professor appears.
Oh yeah.
It's
Hello, sir.
Professor of Evocation. He is from Aldorf. He is known as a Bright Fire. Stolen completely out of the Warhammer Fantasy world. Mm-hmm. Bright flaming hair and everything. Sits there and goes, ha!
Hello, sir.
You're a little.
There was an intruder. He has been dealt with.
He's
colorfully.
He's resting in hell.
We detected a transplanar activity.
Oh yes.
This is accidental.
That looks painful.
You think that looks painful?
A gentleman appeared here with knives and that rucksack, in fact, and stabbed my compatriots here, and then she dealt with him thusly, and...
I'm sorry, it's my fault!
No, it's all quite right, it's all quite alright. Thus, he has been dealt with, and no harm is done. Except for my 2 companions here, who obviously need medical attention. They look very nasty.
Oh, you're quite alright. You're not the first person.
See? There are. It's alright, dear. Come. Here, I'll make a pot of tea.
Okay.
Well, I assume you're alright then? Other than obvious hindrances.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yes, I will go get you some potions immediately.
I love you.
Well, best of luck. Who was this man?
We don't know.
Oh.
Came through the door.
Describe what he looked like.
And was surprised. And then stabbed me.
Did you get the amulet?
No.
Oh.
I thought you did. You lying bastard.
That will be a bluff check then. Opposed by everyone else's sense motive.
I don't have sense motive.
What do you get?
28 with a natural 20.
Wow, and I got a 21. No.
I got a 19. I didn't get a natural 20.
I missed the amulet by that much. I had it in my hand, but I couldn't break
What did it look like?
I will...
Maybe it's a symbol of some horrible assassin's order or something.
I didn't really stop to take a look at it.
That's a 19. I'm just trying to think.
You try and roughly describe the rune that was on it. He sits there and goes,
ooh, it glowed when she cast her spell.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Then. Well, this is a tad bit embarrassing, but Defor and Aladorf, my home country, have never really gotten along. In fact, we, up until last year, were at war. There are a number of former soldiers who turned rogue.
Oh.
Who are still continuing the fight. And he was simply, an arc-resistant burglar.
Well, you won't have to worry about that one ever again, I do believe.
Yeah,
yes.
Bearded Devil in Hell kind of took a chunk out.
But I wasn't sure what it was. Something was scrabbliness and it was cold and... Yeah, quite all right now. It's gone, thankfully.
Screaming souls on the other.
No, don't do that again, please.
Well,
my nerves can't
that
take...
means scurry off
No.
potions.
No feeling sorry. Here, have some tea.
He goes... disappears.
Who disappears? The professor?
Yeah, and a small little fire.
There they are. Well, you know, nice to know they're all looking out for us. You know.
Fire goes out.
Fire? Yeah.
They're looking out for you.
Yes. That's not all language. Definitely. They are looking for. They are.
Keeping an eye on us.
Keeping an eye. It's excellent. Wonderful. Yes. Yeah.
Ah! He hands you a potion. It's a light. It's a kind of imagine like a light blue Kool-Aid colored fizzy thing. Ah, there you go. Roll a d8 plus 1.
Thank you. Woohoo! I'm back up to what I was before I got stabbed twice.
Imagine something that tastes kind of like blue raspberry.
That tastes really good. I wish I had some.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you for
Jolly good.
I'll hand him the empty bottle.
Thank you for your quick response.
Yeah, well, sorry it took me 18 seconds.
No. It's quite all right, by the way. We were stout and held our own, didn't we?
Yes. She held our own.
Yes. Glad she's our roommate, eh?
Remember not to piss her off.
Note to self, don't rummage through her things.
Okay. And this is...
Don't rummage through anyone's things.
Curiosity.
Yes.
And this is where we will call game for tonight. Having survived your first day of class.
Does he take the rucksack?
No, he does not. He has no interest in it.
Let's investigate the rucksack.
I'm sure he'll be on that rucksack fast, though. So.
I pick it up.
Before he can get to it.
Inside.
He's already inside it.
Inside.
Would you just...
There's a small sack, about yay big. 3 what you can identify as scrolls, arcane scrolls, big surprise, and a single ring.
Hey, I think this guy stole some stuff from some other rooms. I dump it out on the table in the middle of the area.
No. We should endeavor to find the rightful owners, I think.
I wonder what it is. I pull out my spell book. I don't suppose I have the components for identify.
You can identify the scrolls because you can read them as long as you speak Draconic.
Of course I can. Let me see those.
There is
This is a
scroll of Animate Dead.
Animate Dead. How dreadful.
Maybe that tall guy would like it.
Maybe belongs to him, though. Yes.
And a scroll of Mount.
Mount. Oh yes, I know this spell. This summons a phantom horse for you.
Oh, it's not what I was thinking.
I'm not using,
you have a dirty mind.
I'm not using that book. I'm sorry, Pac. Since I assume your curiosity will not be sated, you open up the little sack before you realize that you opened it up, and inside are 6 black onyxes.
I definitely believe those have an owner, and that's not us.
Yeah, well, all of these things have owners, and it's not us. I wonder if he hired any other students or heaven forbid, any professors when he was here.
We should probably investigate. I pick everything back up, pull the ring off your ring out of your hand.
I didn't put the ring on my finger. I don't know what it is. I'm not that curious.
No. Pull the ring out of your hand. You're trying to palm it. Put it back in the bag.
I didn't claim I was trying to palm anything.
I was adding a little bit of flair.
I know.
It's too bad we didn't get that amulet, Will.
Yeah.
Shame.
Tell me about it. Tie the bag shut.
But we will have to keep our eyes open for other gentlemen with such things, you know.
He wasn't.
They are most nefarious scoundrels, obviously.
Exactly. I'd like to go back to my room and use my book to identify.
Okay. It's going to take you a full hour because you're just flipping through your book.
Whatever this amulet is.
And so you guys go look for the previous owner?
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure
I'm doing just fine.
The scrolls are in Draconic, so my guess is they probably belong to the kobold or
well, not necessarily. Draconic is the language of most magic.
That's true.
But you know, we may be able to find the right owners. Yes, we could see if that is. We'll see if maybe there's some divination.
Actually, we should
give us the owners.
Probably the best idea would be to go to the head dean.
That's a fantastic idea.
Do you have any idea who the head dean is?
I have no clue.
Neither do I.
We shall have to go find him. Find someone who knows.
That's a good point. We should go find the teachers.
But obviously, I don't think we should be. It would be obviously very awkward if we were found in our rooms with these items. You know, we should probably never return them immediately.
For once, I actually agree with you.
Yes.
You guys step outside your room?
Yes.
There's a dead man in front of your door.
Oh dear. There is a dead man. Did you order a dead man?
It looks like he's wearing the black robes of a necromancer. It looks like he was stabbed multiple times in the back.
Oh dear.
Let's flip him over, see if we can identify him.
He looks like one of the senior students.
Oh God.
Oh my.
Isn't there some sort of alarm system where we can just call somebody?
I'll just yell out, you know.
Help! Hello!
Help!
Hello!
Person down!
People will begin walking through the walls going, "What's going on?"
We found a dead person.
Oh!
And they weren't animated.
And the suddenly imagine something happening on the college campus.
No.
Like, get out of the way.
And now, please everyone remain calm. The perpetrator has been dealt with.
By the way, there's a bloody dead body next to you.
This hasn't hit me yet.
Okay.
Hello, this is lovely. No, please everyone calm down. Everyone calm down.
Up will walk the gnome.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
We seem to have stumbled upon the scene of a horrible crime. We've already dealt with the perpetrator. He's been banished into the depths of the Stygian hells.
Accidentally.
And,
Oh wait, I'm in my room identifying.
It's a pity. He was one of my better students.
Well, can't you bring him back to life?
Traitor, or
Can't we resurrect him?
My good student, my good pupil. We are not clerics.
Well, how long would it take to get him to a church where he could be resurrected?
There are faster alternatives.
Oh, that's just atrocious. That's just it. Hey, look, I've gotten things on my thumb.
We will inform his family and see if they have to be able to raise him. Otherwise, we will.
And I'll fall backwards into our door.
I'll kick your boot.
Just push him the rest away.
It's really strange for you to kick the wall and feel a boot.
We need to speak to the.
Sorry, sir.
I wouldn't know with such a matter. The rest of you can disperse.
We would like to actually speak to the head dean.
He is unavailable. No one speaks with him unless you're faculty.
Well, who would we talk to about this then? We have the perpetrator who actually killed this person when he
Yes, I do believe we have his stolen belongings.
Yes, but we have no way of identifying who they actually belong to.
Then that would be Lux.
Who?
Lux. He's the head of security.
Where do we find him?
Excellent.
I'm sure he'll be along here shortly, but anytime you need him, you just tap 3 times on the wall.
Really? I'll have to remember that.
Up walks, up the stairs, an orc.
Oh yeah.
He's wearing the robes of a generalist, although strapped across his back is a great axe. He walks up in his very good old tone.
My kind of.
Hello, you must be Lux.
Yes.
You,
Gaston.
Yes.
You.
Tahir.
Tahir. Yes, I remember your profiles.
We have some stolen property we've recovered from the former perpetrator who apparently has murdered this fine student.
As by the rules of the head wizard himself, that is considered spoils.
Oh.
Spoils.
Yes, rather than attempting to pay you back in forms of good deed or reputation, you are simply to collect their belongings.
Then what are you for?
I'm for when something really big happens.
Like what happened to this gentleman right here.
Yes.
Oh.
Apparently I was further down the hall.
Yes.
Well, I will dispose of this poor gentleman.
Please do.
Hoist.
Excuse me, I'm feeling rather lightheaded. I think I'll go sit down. So
Probably a good idea.
Okay. It's been about an hour. You guys are back in your rooms, kind of calming down after the situation. You finally figure out what this thing is.
Mm-hmm.
It is an amulet of non-detection.
Oh, I'm going to have so much
Any
fun with this.
Detect spells, such as detect life, detect magic, detect evil, anything like that, does not work. It has a total of 2 charges left in it, each one lasting 30 minutes.
Okay, what all did we find? We found those scrolls, right?
Yeah, there's the Mount Scroll and then
the 6 black onyx and a ring.
Probably identify these items.
If you'd like, well, we obviously know what the scrolls are. Now there's Mount and Animate Dead, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We should probably.
Would you like to try to identify the onyxes and I'll try the ring?
I can help.
Well, there are 6 of those onyxes.
Yeah. Well, let me see it.
Perhaps we could all work on it together here in the common area and perhaps learn from each other.
I'll splash a little bit of water on myself to make it kind of wash the blood off, and then I'll come back out.
And since this are technically spoils, we'll divvy it up as needed, I say.
So what's the story on the bag of things? Who do they belong to?
Apparently
they belong to us now, according to rules. Now, I dragged the rulebook over. According to this rule right here, I was pointed out, it's spoils of war. Spoils, as you know.
As long as you did not murder the fellow student, but found the body instead.
Precisely, So we're going to work on identifying these, and then we'll see who would benefit the most from them, I think.
I like that plan. I'll take a rock.
Nothing like a good study session.
Speaking of studying, I haven't finished my homework for tomorrow.
You will identify the ring as a ring of protection +1.
Oh, I think I know who this needs to go to.
5 of the onyx.
There you go.
Thank you.
5 of the onyx are.
No, don't read anything into this. We'll give you a ring. Hey, old
I
bean,
wouldn't
right?
know how to handle you.
But you sure would try.
We have the scroll of Mount.
You are naughty little one.
So you're going to be tossing all of these people off?
Okay, the 5 of the 6 onyxes are what?
They are worth a total. Each one is worth 50 gold pieces. 5 of them. And you find that the 6th one is actually a magical one. That is a once-use item, allows you to re-roll once. After that, the gem shatters.
I think I know who that needs to go to.
Oh my dice roll.
Yep. And each one of us will take an onyx. The scrolls, I'm not entirely certain who can use the scrolls. I guess.
I do believe any of us can use those scrolls.
Well, I'm not really certain I want to animate dead in my spell book.
Any of you guys can use the mount spell.
Yes, I already know it, actually.
The animate dead, however, is a little, well, let's say higher. You guys know what's called first circles. That's how we first level.
How about the mount one is well within our capabilities of
scribing.
And well. This other one, we could just save that for when we understand it a bit more, and maybe one of us would like to have it in our spellbook. You know, for various reasons. Okay. I think it's atrocious.
Well, shall we roll a die for the mount spell? Because once you scribe it, once one person scribes
no, I already have it in my spellbook, so really, it's amongst you, it's fine. I already know the spell, it's quite handy.
Yeah, but it can only be scribed by one person.
That is correct, yes.
Alright. Although, if you actually, at a day per spell level, you guys can actually learn spells from each other's spellbooks.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you can quickly fill up your novice spells by learning from all your roommates.
Well, of course, I have the 4 evocation spells in my spellbook.
We seem to have 5 of these black onyxes, one of which is special for you, of course. 5 to split amongst the 4 of us. So, yes.
Well,
Obviously, we each pick one.
They're worth 50 gold apiece.
Yes.
So we each take one, and then with the final fifth one, what we'll do is we'll set that somewhere, and then what we'll do when we have the chance, we'll split it.
Fantastic idea.
12 gold, 5 silver apiece.
I think that's wonderful. Wonderful choice. Now, you keep your meat rocket now.
Inventors of algebra.
Yeah, right. Well, the ring is very important. It's helpful for you.
Yes, which means it's worth more to me.
So he got the onyx that's magical that allows him to recast his fate.
So maybe you two should split the last one.
I'm not really that big of a deal to me.
No, I'm fine with it. It was a very group effort to thwart that ruffian.
Maybe we should give it to the Green Devil.
Well, if he were here, I would be running away.
I would be knocking 3 times on the wall, over and over and over again.
I do not believe I'd be knocking 3 times. I believe I'd be pounding on the wall 3 times.
So,
yes, but
just to let you know, rolling a 1 and then rolling a low number afterwards is usually a bad thing.
The spells I have in my spellbook are Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Shocking Grasp, and Tensor
Although it was just
Yes,
simply bad luck the fact that he was walking past.
Poor bastard didn't even know what hit him.
No, I think he knew what hit him, and then and then after he died, he just got stepped away from his body and went. Oh.
The spells that I, of course, have researched is Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Mount, Rave, Enfeeblement, Shield, Sleep, Summon Monster 1, and True Strike and Unseen Servant.
How many spells do we get for the first level?
And I would be happy to help you describe those into your spellbooks.
Oh, so I should have
the reciprocation is there.
Yeah, you can only cast like 2.
I can only cast 2.
Improving our learnings, whatnot.
Definitely. After all, isn't that why we're in class?
That is precisely right.
Well, I have Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Shocking Grasp, and Tensor's Floating Disc, and I have Featherfall, Jump, and Magic Weapon.
Oh, yes, I'd love to study yours at some point. You'd be, of course, welcome to study mine.
Thursday when we don't have classes.
Yes.
Nice. It'll give me something to do besides check the rooms, then make sure they're all locked for security purposes.
Of course. Cheeky monkey.
You just call him a cheeky monkey.
Yes, I did.
For completing tonight's adventure, you get 1,500. That would put you at 2,500. Puts you 500 away from level. The reason why you should be at 2,500 because you would already have 1,000. Just making sure it's on the same page.
Yay! Now, did you want to hold on to these, or do you want
No, I'm notoriously bad at losing character sheets.
Right.
Where's our book?
Good question.
All right.
Well, you never have to worry about losing his character.
Well, no.
Well, he could lose his laptop, but I think he just got bit.
That would be problematic. Yeah.
I was going to...
Hey, this is Fred Hicks from Evil Hat. Looking for RPG podcasts? You got them at rpgpodcast.com.
Construction update, stardate 0802.3. Commander Hamilton working through fistfulofcomics.com to get you official information on the upcoming Star Trek movie. Using links on our site, you can go to the official Paramount site, download trailers and icons. Every time you link through us, we get more information which we will be passing on to you. www.fistfulofcomics.com/Star Trek. Boldly go off.